hanging from a thread till you dead. Cause your partner put a price on your head. Cause your chick was laying up in his bed. She getting details, spilling every word that you said. She working retail, thirsty bitch just trying to get ahead. If history tell us anything, y'all both end up dead. It's just a street tale, a fable, some shit someone said. Sit at the table and hope there's more to offer than bread. Pulled out the cradle, first steps you getting chased by a fed. No head starts, just body parts and lead sparks. Old religion, brand new hate and weak hearts. Oligarchs, krakens, dragons, you see sharks. Imagine you could manage to maneuver the deep part. You a savage, you can have it, just show all your teeth sharp. If you could grab it, you could stab it, just aim for the bleeding heart. The ones that show compassion, the soldier that seeks art. Does the artist that wage war take over or take part? Taking a knee, thinking no one faithful is me. I'm good people in bad lands, no evil live within me. I mind mine, I'll survive, find this lands for the free. If I'm mistaken, I'm forsaken, no one rescuing me. Residual effects, straight bullets through familiar necks. For any number of infractions that I deem disrespect. Your beliefs, you deserve better, but we both in the shit. You just haven't come to grips with it yet. Fight or flight, and they ain't really nowhere to go. If your back is against the wall and you ain't throwing no blows, you gon' crumble in the rubble, become blood in the snow. If you a victim, they collect them, grab the body and go. Dig them and ditch them, total disregard for the soul. Gas them and lit them, watch the flesh burn in the glow. Where we live and catch a shiver, this a hell you don't know. Your best hope is that your dying ain't slow, or your dying's a show. Where we at, it's every man for his own. A bloody backdrop, where killers just zone and slice flesh to the bone. Masked and gloved up front of your home. A flash of gun, but the side of your dome. Fresh blood from a stone, dents in your sense. Kick your fucking ball through the fence, dare you to say something. No sense in sitting around in suspense. Find out what's next, open your fucking mouth, disrespect. See the extent of how my life is intense. She beautiful and oppressed in a permanent summer dress. She a servant and still she blessed. Children cradled against her breast, whispering prayers, wishing their souls the best, knowing that they forgotten, not forgetting they're blessed. The bloodiest red lights, just piles of dead life. Something must be broken, the glyphs wasn't read right. You think them Bible papers will shed light? Yeah, right. Burn after reading, tell the preacher I'm leaving. What is poppin', people? Welcome back to the Ill Cartel. I am your host, Shy Ill, and we are back in the building. Salutes to you for being with me on this lovely Monday night. All right, hope everybody started off the week good and getting after that million. Getting after that money. Salutes to y'all. What is popping, people? We are live, all right? We are back in the building. Salutes to y'all. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit that like button if you have yet to do so, please. Let's start the party off right. All right, we got a couple of things we want to go through on a Monday night. Salutes to y'all. Welcome. Hope everybody started the week off right. My wish remains the same. I wish abundance on your pockets. All right. Salutes. Shout out to the chat. Salute Shannon. First, checking in. Hit that like button on the way in and wipe your feet, man. Don't be running no dirty shit up in the crib, man. Keep your evidence outside. All right. Shout out Ed the Hip Hop Guru on the check-in. Salutes to Karen. Shout out Germany. All right. Salutes Big June. Shy. Salutes, bro. To all the usual suspects. Saludos to the usual suspects. Shout out Zoraida. I like number one.
Jonathan Pantria sent $2 hashtag salutes Chiel my brother hashtag Il Cartel member Sam chat hashtag hope you are all having a blessed and grateful hashtag hanging out doing hoodrat shit with my friends Monday hashtag maybe Monday live hashtag shout out O Gardeners worldwide hashtag like and subscribe to the great quality content hashtag support the channel hashtag it's free.
Shout out to the Garner. Shout out JP for the $2 power chat. JP jumped out of his ghillie suit, jumped out of his bush early today, all right? Jumped into the fray. Shout out JP. Salute Shy Il, my brother Il Cartel members in chat. Hope you all having a blessed and grateful hanging out doing hood rat shit with my friends Monday.
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friends.
All right, maybe Monday live. Maybe we go live Monday, maybe we don't, all right? Shout out to the Gardeners worldwide, all right? JP sent me, he saw the title of this. He said, damn, the Gardener get a live stream too? Coño, man.
At Petaneverx8774 sent $10 on YouTube. Tie for going live.
Shout out Pete Never, our marketing head of marketing. Salutes to him. Let me finish up with JP's power chat quickly. Shout out to the Gardeners. Right? He said the Gardeners get a live stream too. Like and subscribe to the great quality content. It's free. Don't cost you a damn thing. Support the channel. It is free. Salutes to you, JP. I'm glad you're here. All right, you sound ready to go. So let's get it. All right, salutes to you. Shout out Pete Never, our head of marketing, for the $10 power chat. Definitely stormy.
At Ishmael Lano 35 sent $1.99 on YouTube. It's stormy.
Definitely. Shout out Pete Never for the $10 super chat. Thank you for going live. My pleasure, sir. You are welcome. All right? You are welcome. Hopefully we helping you out tonight. All right, shout out Ish for the $1.99 super chat. It's stormy. Yes, it's been a stormy day. It's one of those sit around and watch Netflix days, all right? But your boy ain't got that type of time, all right? Got a lot of work done in this gloomy ass weather that we had today. Let me throw our head of marketing his salutes. Appreciate you, sir. All right, let's get back up in the chat. Shout out Kenny. Salutes to the usual suspects. All right, shout out Upper Echelon on the check-in.
Amigo.
All right, salutes HG on the check-in. Let me see. Hold on, I missed something up here. I was up here. Let's see. Bow. Shout out Velez. Big June, Karen. All right, the paperwork police is in the live. Shout out to Jason, 8UpJ. All right, I'm going to hit you up after this to try to schedule something. All right, I had to schedule with the other party first and see what that was like, and now I'll cross-reference with you and we'll talk about it. All right, paperwork police is in the live. Get your paperwork checked with him before you come talking shit to me. I'm not trying to hear none of your bullshit.
Bullshit.
Salute. All right, shout out Jay, shout out Jason, shout out Big June, Velez. All right, shout out Kenny, HG, Zoraida. All right, I think we good. Big June's gonna chill. Big June's trying to do hood rat shit with his friends.
Hood rat stuff with my friend.
Get the bag out so you feel better. All right, that's the translation. Saca la bolsita, que te alivianes. Okay, he wants all of y'all. Big June, Pete Never, want y'all to feel better. He says saca la bolsita, but I say no. I say it in English. Get the bag out so you can feel better. Bag of chips, right? Pack of cookies, whatever you got going. All right, shout out my brother Oso on the check-in. Salutes to you, sir. Again, shout out Ish. And shout out JP and Pete Never. FYI, that's my cousin. Who's your cousin? Shout out Judy. Shout out Miguel Lopez on the check-in. The homies in the building. Huh? Shout out Mr. Joshua. Salutes to you, sir. Right, it said, I never heard of the Audias Flores guy. He's from Huetamo, if I'm not mistaken. That's where my parents grew up. I never heard of him, though. Who's that? El Jardinero? Yeah, that's his name. They already give me too much syllables and ridiculous shit with the nicknames. I don't need the drama with the first names, but we'll get to it. Shout out Big June. Just want to do hood rat stuff with my friend. Right, shout out JP. Salutes, head of marketing, on coming through and always showing love. May God bless you. Salutes. Did you watch the interview with Hector Berry? Yes, former DA agent. Which one? A new one? We've covered a couple of his interviews on this channel before. But I haven't seen a new one. I believe someone sent me a link in the comments, so I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. Anything interesting? Shout out Kenny. If the paperwork not correct, 8up J finna throw you in the fucking bathroom.
Put him in the fucking bedroom, man.
Shout out Kenny. All right, so saludos, mi querida amiga Zoraida. Hope you're having a great day. The translations is wild. Are the Gardener and El Chapo Isidro your cousins? There you go. Did you say it in Spanish? Let me see. What did you say in Spanish? El Jardinero and El Chapo Isidro? No, I said it. See, this is bullshit. This translated half the sentence. His says, are the Gardener and El Chapo Isidro your cousins? This says El Jardinero and El Chapo Isidro your cousins? You couldn't put primos in there, AI translator? What the fuck is wrong with you? Shout out JP. The Gardeners of Flores. Primo tuyo, way. 8up J, you think he's telling the truth? Nah, maybe sometimes, but not all the time. Take it with a punch of salt. A pinch or a punch. Take it with a punch of salt. Other times that I've heard him, it just sounds like more of the performative, let's do this interview. I'm going to tell you, what I think you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what I want you to hear, and maybe I'll sprinkle some of what really going on in there. But I don't know. I don't think so. I laugh at his shit, some of his shit sometimes. Rest in peace, Chucky Chingong. Rest in peace, DJ Chucky Chingong. And Chucky say he came up, was it Chucky that came up with Better Yes's kids? Better Yes living down the street? One of the guys said that he was living down the street growing up. Nah, he's yeah. Shout out Shannon. Paperwork check. Should have done that first. We late, Shannon? We late with the paperwork check? Point out who you want checked in the chat. We'll get it done. All right. 8up J, saw your story today. I didn't get to check it out. Your boy had his face in the editing program today. There's a lot of guys with bounties right now from Michoacan. It's crazy. Listen, man, they are relentless on these guys. From what I understand, they used 7 helicopters to get El Jardinero. Like, goddamn, for real? Who paying for this? All right? It's looking like they too have been chosen for the big prize that Jay Flores was talking about. Now, I know Jay Flores likes when I quote him, so I'll quote him. As soon as I sent him the article about El Jardinero, he said they're going to start making up people to put on the list. Because that list is growing very, very, very thin. Okay? Very thin. Shout out Upper Echelon. I know Hector. He's telling the truth because he believes it. It's facts mixed in with fiction, but a lot of what he says is theory of his. So he's adding extra crema to the tacos, basically. He 50-50. He reaching in some of his comments. Yeah. Upper Echelon salutes Robin. Prayers and blessings to you and the entire family. May God bless you. Shout out Upper Echelon. My paperwork is no good. Shh.
You just let us find it so we can just put you in the fucking back. No preemptive strikes, bro. Don't come over here with confessions and shit. All right, you let us figure that out. All right, Jason, check Jay Flores' paperwork, please. All right. Shout out JP. Saludos, amigo.
Amigo.
Saca la bolsita. There's more paperwork parties for FJ. Yeah. We're going to let him figure you out, bro. We're going to pretend we don't know the truth. The new interviews are good when on Borderland. Okay, that's the one that they sent me. Exactly. Borderland Hector Better. Yes, I haven't listened to it yet. All right. Jason checked. He checked on Jay Flores' paperwork. He confirms. It's no good, all right? The paperwork is no good. All right? Flag on the play. Jay Flores' paperwork is no good. Put him in the fucking back.
Put him in the fucking bench, Mike.
Unfortunately, he got a wrench. All right? Unfortunately. All right, hit that like button if you have yet to do so. If you managed to sit through this intro, you have been entertained. Please hit that like button. It's free. Don't cost you a damn thing. And most importantly, it's the right thing to do. All right? It's the right thing to do. Shall I refer to the message from earlier? Yeah, but I didn't see the first part. Oh, should have done that for... Okay, I got you. Shout out, Shannon. Sorry, what I meant is that another one off the list means more paperwork parties for update. Oh, yeah. Okay, that too. Well, remember, there was a short list of guys, right? There was Eric Valencia, right? And there was short list of guys. Eric Valencia, El Jardinero, and in the words of Katerina Zoke, El Yogur, right? Yogurt. El Yogur. We got him too, but you know. All right. Shout out Zoraida. This paperwork, no good.
12_O_Nation just subscribed on YouTube.
Shout out to the 12O Nation for the subscription. Wonder how they got his location. I don't know. We're going to take a look. We got the video. Shout out to Velez for pushing the content forward. We got the video of it. And we got some articles we'll go through. Again, it was a short list. That list just got shorter. Now it's just Eric Valencia and El Yogur.
No mommy's weak.
Shout out A-J. I fuck with him, and I'll tell you why I don't put him in the normal bad paperwork category. Who's that? Jay Flores? All right. So the list is getting shorter. Again, hit that like button if you have yet to do so. Everybody that left when I said hit the like button, and I say you've been here more than 5 minutes, that left, fuck you. All right, let's get it. See what we got here. Now, this is the guy that Julian Dory said looked like an Olmec. Looked like one of the Olmec heads and shit. And Katerina said, you know, sometimes you guys joke and, you know, it's real dangerous for me when you guys joke like that. Like, they be pushing this danger shit. Pushing it like, you know, like it's some token or something. Can somebody tell the Discord that we live, please? Tag everyone. So she used him. It was him. We have let me see. They have the original image here. No, I got it somewhere. We'll see it in a sec. But we got the latest image, and the latest image is of him in front of the chopper. All right, but let's get it. All right, boom. We got a new bar. We got a new bar logo, as you see off in the right corner. Instead of having it run across the bottom, I'll be popping up that logo when the bar is open. All right, that'll tell you that the bar is open. All right, let me Boom. Close that for now. Let's get it. Valencia's a big-ass family, though. I don't know if there's any relation, but in Tierra Caliente, you can find some politicians with long-standing roots that are Valencia. I mean, the lady that we're going to talk about in the second segment tonight, she was a Valencia of no relation, so. Shout out Jason, he said Jay. Okay, cool. Looking forward to the conversation. Taco spots taking EBT. Now for him, they do. His underling, or el 03, or el yogur. That's it. Those are the three choices, right? Well, two now. It's a wrap. Yeah, go check out the homie on TikTok. Shout out EC12. I honestly think the government already knows where all these cartel leaders are at. They are the ones that decide when each one gets captured. I've been saying that. Hey, when it's your turn, it's your turn. They, all right, man, see his location. And then they go get him. Pull up his location. All right, we got him right here. Let's go get this motherfucker. Shout out Jason. I haven't seen a story that Jay or Peter acting like gangsters. Yeah, people just got, it's hard for people to comprehend, though. That's what it is. They can't make it make sense in their mind. I get tired of arguing with they dumb ass. I haven't seen a story that Jay and Peter are acting like gangsters. You can't take hustlers and threaten them with their life. Where both options is a no-win and expect them to just accept it. Yeah, I always argue they had three choices. There was only three choices. I only see them as hustlers, not gangsters. Agreed. Fake dope, same game. We don't know what you're talking about, bro. Get more particular. Shout out Picker Tricks. I wonder if Ivan is to blame. Watch what they say in a few days. They're going to blame Ivan somehow. And I'm going to say it again when that happens. That if everything the people blame them for is true, these guys are the illest villains that ever lived. All right? If everything people attribute to them is true, golly, boy. Shit is crazy. Shit is crazy. All right? Salutes to Al. Al, you're going to have to explain that one. Let's get it. Top Jalisco cartel leader, El Jardinero, arrested in Mexico, minister says. All right, you got him right here. These guys are masked up, still don't show their face. Monterrey, Mexico, April 27th. Mexican special forces have arrested Audias Flores, known as El Jardinero, one of the top commanders of the powerful Jalisco New Generation Cartel in the western state of Nayarit. Security Minister Omar Garcia Harfuch said on Monday. Flores, a regional commander in control of swaths of Jalisco New Generation Cartel territory along Mexico's Pacific coast, was considered a potential successor to El Mencho, who ran the cartel and was killed in a security operation. What does that even mean? A security operation. What that mean? That mean you try to help somebody or you try to secure something? Nah, man. You try to take buddy out, you're dead. What are we talking about here? Maybe it was betrayal for the... It's always betrayal. And it's always for something. Most of the time, not the throne. More like a couple years here. You get a deal. You get a deal. You get a deal. You know? Leverage. An extra chop. A softer pillow. I want my fucking chop. All right? Let's get it. In a security operation. No mames.
No mommy's wait.
He's a significant figure, said Carlos Olivo, a former U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration assistant special agent in charge and CJ&G expert. His arrest will have a bigger effect on CJ&G operations than Mencho being taken out. See, they're always going to up the ante. Now that they got, and then now they got him, and when they get the next guy, they're going to say, this, we got El Yogur. Now that we got him, it's even a bigger blow to them than when we got them. And then they're going to get down to, little Rene that they send to go get the cocas and shit. They're going to get down to him and say, this guy was bigger than Mayo, Chapo. This is every time. It's the same recycled story. All right, same recycled story. All right, the word cartel is so saturated right now that a cartel low-level underling could fart right now, and they're gonna make 50 stories about it, you know. And not only them, the government. The government's gonna say we located them. We felt tremors coming from a specific direction through our CIA drones, and we got them. So, you know, just keep in mind the news cycle. This will have a bigger effect on CJNG operations than Mencho being taken out. Garcia Harfuch said on X that the arrest followed a Mexican arrest warrant and charges in the United States. He's also wanted by U.S. authorities for extradition, but y'all don't extradite. Y'all expel. Y'all throw motherfuckers out over there, you know? Garcia Harfuch said on X that the arrest followed a Mexican arrest warrant and charges in the United States. He's also wanted by the U.S. authorities for extradition. The U.S. government had offered $5 million reward for his capture. Garcia Harfuch posted. The U.S. Treasury Department had identified Flores as a significant foreign narcotics trafficker and said in 2021 a U.S. grand jury had charged him with conspiracy to distribute cocaine and heroin, among other crimes. The arrest marks the latest blow to Mexican drug cartels after El Mencho's killing. A personal mission for Garcia Harfuch. It sounds like a personal mission. And we've seen Jay on this channel, Jay Flores, say many a time, hey, this shit is personal between Harfuch and them guys. Them guys allegedly try to smoke him, you know? So, you know, when shit's personal, it's personal. It's a blood vendetta. Because it looks like the military spending more money going after the 4 letters than they are trying to stop that war. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. Let's see. The arrest marks the latest blow to Mexican drug cartels after El Mencho's killing, a personal mission for Garcia Harfuch, who had blamed El Mencho for a 2020 assassination attempt that left 2 of his bodyguards dead. Flores was among several top regional leaders who security analysts believe could be well placed to take over control of the cartel. Mexico's security situation is facing tight scrutiny as the country prepares to co-host the FIFA World Cup. I mean, come on, man. The United States can't even host the correspondence dinner. You know what I mean?
No, mommy's wait.
No, nothing's safe right now. Prepares to co-host the FIFA World Cup this summer alongside the U.S. and Canada. Right? There we go. Let's check out the video. Let's run back in the chat. He the one that Mencho put in charge to protect Ivan. Who is Pete El Jardinero? To protect Ivan, so who's going to protect him now? He's on his own? Shout out Ish. I mean, there's a lot of crews all over Mexico that claim to work for big cartels. There's a lot of crews here that do the same shit. A lot of guys on the internet claim to do the same shit. Guys who I would just consider gangbangers. Do they work for big names? I don't know. Yeah, they throw that 4-letter shit around all in those neighborhoods, man, in the gangs and shit. Miss me with the bullshit. Everybody ain't plugged. Shout out Jason. What happened with Jay and Peter movie deal with 50? I talked to 50 Cent screenwriters and they won't say anything but 50 have the rights. They still in the works, man. You know, I'm an actor. I like to call that production hell. You know what I'm saying? But it's still in the works, from my understanding, from the last time he answered that question on this channel. Personal vendetta or the government just helping one side? I mean, you know, if you could kill 2, you know, birds with 1 stone, why not, right? That's probably where Harfuch's head is at. He, you know, if he's already plugged and he got a vendetta against these motherfuckers, cool. They want him out of there. They want to wipe the earth from him.
Your services are no longer needed in the community.
Who the bomb clot? Oh!
All right. It seems like the government has pulled the CJNG's pass. All right. Sounds like their permit has been pulled. Okay. Here comes fucking the storyteller. You're not gonna be here long. Por ahí llegó el storyteller. All right, let's check out the video.
Capturaron en Nayarit a Udías Flores Silva, alias El Jardinero, jefe de seguridad del extinto líder del Cártel Jalisco Nueva Generación.
Wait, is this it? Is this the same one? Grupo whatever? Yeah, it is. We're good. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, CJNG paperwork deemed no good by the government. That's what it's looking like, no? JP said, Shaw, I called dibs. All right, you got it. JP got the first green light. I got to put those green light drops on the board that Theta gave me. Hit that like button if you have yet to do so. Don't be greedy. It's free. Shout out, Sam. I wonder what will happen to CJNG Chapito's alliance. Supposedly, Jardinero was the one that was helping them the most. I also think the government is supporting or on the side of Maito Flaco. Shout out, Sam. Pete never said the same thing, that, you know, this is the guy they sent over there to take care of the Chapitos. This is the picture that Julian Dory said he looked like an Olmec head. I mean, he's not lying. He looked like an Olmec head. And then Harfouk is connected allegedly to the Maito Flacos. If he's going at their enemy, everybody's going to say he's connected to them anyway. So it doesn't even really matter at this point. Let's just call it two birds with one stone. I want revenge on y'all, and I fucks with them, so it works out for us all. You know? Eat Naz. That's some weak ass shit, boy. We deserve better trolls, man. Eat Naz. What's Naz, pendejo? Huh? Why don't you come in and tell everybody in the chat your story about how you worked and the bosses fucking got snitched on and they stood tall and all that shit, the tuna list, which might be true, but you don't want to talk about it on the show, so miss me with the arguing in the comments. For those that don't know, I'm just talking to a comment jerk off. We about to get him the fuck out of here anyway, though. He's going to be gone pretty soon. Not yet, though. Not yet. Shout out King Deuce on the check-in. All right. Boom.
Pecio Ceguera Cervantes el Mencho y uno de los principales jefes de la organización delictiva. En el operativo, mega operativo, participaron 6 helicópteros.
Nah, I'm good.
520.
That's you're suspect, bro. You wanna do all of that? First of all, you wouldn't. You a internet coward with no fucking face, no nothing, no name except Sefardine. All right? And you wouldn't do nothing, man. You wouldn't do shit. Cowards like you never do shit. Yeah, you're going to have to close and reopen the stream, Ishmael.
At Ishmael Lano 35 sent $1.99 on YouTube. You are
Check
muted.
the screen. Shout out Jason. Jay needs to start his own podcast and link up with you every time you live, because having Jay and Peter would be the biggest live stream about anything Cartel. Listen, we've been going live. We've been going live with them for the last 2.5 years. Great content. All right, we got the show Former Kingpin Reacts, where Jay Flores reacts to, you know, people talking, telling their stories, whatever Cartel subjects. We got El Exclusives, where Pete comes on every now and then, much less than Jay. And but we got some things lined up coming for the future. But, you know, YouTube don't push it. I push it. The team pushes it. But, you know. But, you know, YouTube don't push it. And, you know, we like to say the algorithm. I think people need to share it more. You know. That's what I think. He said, okay, yeah, okay, tough guy. Now go back to the fucking comments before I put you in the bathroom. You didn't come in here but to talk shit. Only cobardes talk shit. You sound like a cobarde. I think it's you. I can hear him. Yeah. He definitely got to go back and come back. Go out and come back in. Shout out Ish for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate you, sir. Same happened to me. Had to close the stream. That, you know when that happens? That happens when that freeze happens for some reason. But that ain't me. That's OBS. Not my system. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. All right, you done talking, Sardine, so I can get you the fuck out of here? You didn't even say nothing good. We deserve better than you, bro. We deserve better trolls, man. You guys are trash. The feds compromised my phone. They're going to look into my tax return from 2018. You should have showed Jason your paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Now you fucked around and you got popped off on the other side. So let's get it.
Elementos de marina, defensa.
Guys, very grainy footage. They could afford these helicopters and all this shit, but these guys can't get a 8K camera. I don't understand it, you know? Shout out Zoraidana. Sephardi Cone could go shit himself. He's been talking shit in the comments for days, telling everybody his story that nobody wants to fucking hear. Shout out to Twitch. Let me turn Twitch on. All right, telling everybody how he's mad at my channel and I'm a rat and everybody's a rat. And shut the fuck up. He's tough and he'll skin my ass. That's a little strange, bro. Say nothing that got to do with my ass. Huele bicho. Names and badge numbers. This the drone they used to get eyes on Mencho. I mean, it's cool. It's pretty high up there, but goddamn, you could do better than that. I got footage from that high up better than that at night. What you talking about?
General de la República, Guardia Nacional, y también.
All right, forget what they talking about. We just looking. I see a helicopter. There's a little house right here. The rest is just rural nothingness, like we were talking about last stream. There's always haters and miserable people, and they're not. And they think they're so smart. They're not very smart at all. They think they're so smart. Shout out King Deuce. Always haters and miserable people. So boom, here's the crib. Choppers kicking up dust. Boom, we got one chopper, two choppers. All right, this ain't a third. This might be a third. There's two shadows here. Yeah, so, oh no, this is a truck on the road. So a chopper here, and some truck on the road. We got another chopper over here in the corner. It's the truck. Another chopper. No, they spent some money on the gardener, boy. Did they burn something? Is this burning? Or is that just hot light? This, it's like they drew this shit on an Etch-a-Sketch. You know what I'm saying? They got that good. They got that good shit. Yeah, they got it. They ain't letting us see that shit. They got that good shit. Trust me. They got the good shit. Trust me. They had the good pictures in my trial. Some clean shit. Yo, when I saw those plate cameras. What are they, Shannon? Them flock cameras? God damn, boy, that shit zoomed 17 blocks down and got a pimple on somebody's nose and shit. Shout out Jason. Give me his full name. I have a full report on them. Yeah, no, they don't want that part. Well, he's telling me that his jefe, I don't know, some man that I don't know, whatever. Y'all probably know him. I don't know him. It ain't about the man. It's about this guy and his attitude. Look, I'm okay with opinions around here, bro. It's just when people come in with an attitude and they're like talking tough, crazy. It's like, hey, man, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to hear that shit, man.
Shut up, bitch! Shut your fucking mouth!
You know what I'm saying? Salutes. Shout out, check your DMs. JP, no distractions. What is that? That looks healthy. What is it? You gotta tell me. Let's get it. All right, we got another fucking... It looks like they shit on the lens of the camera, and then they were like, all right, let's get him. The fuck? We got soldiers ducking around, pointing hammers. Oh, there it is. Took him out of a hole. Saddam Hussein style. Look at him. How his shirt still so clean though, huh? What the fuck? Shouldn't he come out of there looking like Chapo when they grab Chapo's ass on the street? Oh, this guy's still talking. You gotta do better. Say something slick, bro. You know, say something good. Say some more tough shit. But come on, man. Okay, what is that? You're boring, bro. If you don't do something quick, we're gonna get you the fuck out of here, though. We don't waste time. We sometimes we're like cats. We like to play with our rats. You know what I'm saying? And play with it. Play with our food and shit. You know, keep them around a little extra longer. But we'll put you in the fucking bathroom because you're boring me. Flat cameras, yeah, them shits is dangerous. Shout out, Pete. I like how you react to trolls. Salutes. Shout out to Lucian on the check-in. What up, Shy? You the only one that keeps it 100 covering the narco world. Salutes to you. I appreciate you, sir. Good to see you. It's been a while. Shout out, Ish. This chat bends blocks. I got the best chat in the game, papas. Hit that like button, y'all. I agree. Drop the location. We need that Habib Nurmagomedov drop. Send location. Like what? See, you're boring, bro. Don't come in and talk shit if you're not good at talking shit. What polo shirt he wearing? Asking for a friend. He got the other one, the black and white one that said Los Angeles on it that nobody wanted to wear. He got that one. They said he was trying to escape through a tunnel, but the Marines were already waiting for him to come out. Ah, so this was the end of that side? Or they're watching him on both ends. Sigue, no, go that way. No, yeah, just keep going. Another 10 feet. Shout out Big June. Shout out Bevo on the check-in. Salutes. All right, let's get it. This guy's looking around like he don't know dude is right under his feet. You know? Oh, he was sitting there. Okay, I didn't see him sitting there that whole time. He's sitting here. He's sitting at this guy's feet. They just blocked it with this lower third because stupid. But yeah, he's right there. Wait. Yeah, he's been sitting there. I don't know how long ago he got out of there, but with his shirt too clean, though. Like, he ain't go through no tunnel. That's a clean-ass tunnel. Who cleaning their tunnels like that? Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. I'm not going to break down everything dude said because, well, not yet. He's coming out of the tunnel. Well, by the time they showed us this angle, I feel like he's already out. He's sitting down there where the tunnel opening is. He's sitting here. But I think he might have came out. They got him, and then they showed us this footage from there, because he's sitting right there. Fuck you, JP. Shy, do you like flan? Asking for skeptical hippo. Yeah, I like flan, man. Fuck you. No flan for me. I walked away from pizza yesterday. I walked away from donuts yesterday, and I didn't feel nothing about it, all right? Can't break my will. They pushing him around. Get your ass on the floor. They were like, look at this place. The landscaping sucks here. Whose gardener are you? Looks like we got some better video up ahead. That was pretty fast, man. Pretty fast. We were just talking about this guy a month ago. after the whole Mencho situation, their services are no longer needed in the community.
Your services are no longer needed in the community.
All right, let's see what dude's talking about.
¿Qué tal, Pepe? Buenas tardes al auditorio. Y precisamente fue personal de la Secretaría de Marina, a través de personal de fuerzas especiales, acompañado de los elementos del Gabinete de Seguridad que coordinaron, como bien mencionabas, este mega operativo que se logró detener en Nayarit a este sujeto, a Undías Flores Silva, alias el Jardinero, quien era jefe de seguridad del exterior.
He was the head of security, el Jardinero, head of security for CJ&G, being identified as the right-hand man and close personal confidant of El Mencho. Yeah. He was one of the candidates to succeed as head of the group just over a month after his death in Jalisco during an operation by armed forces. Omar Harfouk made this capture public on his social media accounts. Oh yeah, he's doing happy dances and shit. He said that this operation was planned and developed and executed by the Mexican Navy. He also expressed his appreciation for the bravery, discipline, and commitment shown by the men and the women of the Mexican Navy during the operation. The security cabinet indicated that 19 months of surveillance, field, and office intelligence work, and some testimonials, right, from some friends, right, as well as information, there it is, information sharing, yeah, between them and their friends. Nah, this guy's whack. What is a Goldonio? Listen, man, your father's a Goldonio, and so is his son. Shannon, no, I haven't seen anything on Discord. About Shot my OG Rancho. They also, holy physical, the show was delicious. Could be an op faction that sent him up and Mencho up on a platter. They said 19 months of surveillance and information sharing and snitching and all kind of shit. Look, he about to tell his story. They turned him in. They turned me in. You get to call me one more name, Mama Huevo. You get to call me one more name. You get to say one more thing about me, and since you suck at this shit, we're going to get you the fuck out of here after that, so hurry up and get it in. After that, you could pay $2 on the power chat, and you could call me whatever you want to call me, but if you're paying for it, you got to be more creative because, coño, it's just a waste of money if you're not, you know? Make my people laugh at least, you know? But other than that, we're going to get you the fuck out of here, so get your last words off. All right, they're just saying all the same shit. He's wanted by the U.S. government, this, that, and the other. All right, he's a money guy. Let me see. The United States considers him a significant drug trafficker under the Foreign Narcotics Kingpin Designation Act, designated pursuant to executive orders, which requires him to launder his assets in the United States and prohibits U.S. persons from conducting transactions with him. The Treasury Department identifies him as having significant control of cartel territory along the Pacific coast, including the state of Nayarit. He is known to have controlled methamphetamine labs, clandestine airstrips, and small planes, cargo trucks, and passenger vehicles used to transport cocaine, heroin, and other drugs from Central America to Mexico and subsequently to distribution cells in various U.S. states. This is why he has this long list of outstanding warrants for Mexican justice, including a warrant for his rearrest and extradition order to the United States. This is a major blow to one of the most important members of the hierarchy of the last four names who were among the possible successors to El Mencho and the CJ&G. This is the new information. We have information on, and that's it. All right, shout out JP hating on my healthiness, my healthy eating. Don't worry, my cheat day. Don't worry, bro. I'm gonna outdo you on my cheat day, man. Salutes. Boom, there he is. Salty. Now let me ask you guys something, man. You guys like giving these, or not you guys, but the people that they be looking for these movie style characters, cartel characters. This guy looks like you see him at your local Lowe's or Home Depot. All right. He don't look like this. He don't look like that. Don't none of them look like none of the shit y'all think they look like. On top of that, you see in mugshots, you see his Olmec ass mugshot. Yeah, he looked like a giant. Like he fucking rips people to shreds with his face. Bro, he's just a dude you run into in the garden department at motherfucking Lowe's, man. Nothing crazy. I will say this though, y'all. Can we take a good look at something? If he went through a tunnel, why is his shirt so white? That shirt's white. Sun shining on it, white. No? Maybe a little shadows of dirt, and maybe that could be my screen. That shit look white. For him to have gone through a tunnel. No? For him just to be sitting down on that rock he was sitting down on. What's Cartel? I don't even know what that is. What's Cartel? We don't have that. Or if we do, I don't know we have it. Oh, yeah. He's getting soccer jerseys and shit. Yeah. It's a regular guy, man. What happened? This guy didn't use his opportunity to say nothing else? Oh, man. Cocaine white shirt. That shirt is white, bro. Hit that like button if you have yet to do so. You've been here more than 5 minutes. We have entertained you thoroughly, and we have earned that free gratitude of hitting that like button. This guy looked like he went to pick up sod, but he didn't touch it. He paid somebody else to throw the rolls of sod on the truck. He don't look like he went through no shit. Listen, they pushed him on the floor. We saw it on video. Don't look like he pushed him on the floor in that shit. Crazy. Let's see.
Macro operativo publicaron apenas hace momentos escenas de cómo se dio justamente.
He said they published footage a couple of minutes ago of how they got him.
La detención del llamado Jardinero Audías Flores Silva. Fíjate la importancia, ¿no? Un operativo.
Look at that shit, boy. They said, let me puke on this fucking lens real quick, and then we're going to take these shots. An enormous operation, 6 helicopters, 520 personnel from different agencies. They spent all the bread on dude. Somebody threw Harfouk's, some more budget to get the job done, you know? Boy, JP know how to bend the rules, boy. I'm going to get him, though. I got him. Capel is like Mexico's target. Well, he was there. That's where you run into that guy. You know? That's where you run into that guy. Now, they had 520 personnel. Where's the information? How many people did dude have? Was he by himself? Where's all the guys that want to tell me that these guys running around with 100 people all the time? Where they at? They hiding back here? Where they at? They on this side? Shout out Pete Never. They saying Harfouk the next president. I don't doubt it. Huh? Don't it look like he's somebody that's working his way towards a job, huh? I will say, president they got now, listen, man. She is so out of touch. I saw a video, I put it in the Discord. She was at a town hall which is what it's for, is for people to talk, right? For the real people, the people on the ground to talk. There was this elderly man talking to her about the problems they have in the community, and she just kept cutting him off and brushing him off. And I was like, yo, she is a pig. Just like that other motherfucker. Just like the other motherfucker before him. Pigs. Mexican and American president. Allegedly. So, I don't doubt it. He looked like he's hunting for a job. He's getting it all. So there you go, Pete. That's the third bird with one stone. Right? People like to accuse him and say that he's connected to the hats. So that's one. He got a personal vendetta against the CJNG. That's two. And I get a trophy out of this. I'll be El Presidente. I walk in the room, they play this music and shit. I mean, she's for hugs. He's for shutting shit down. You know? The Godfather was the old man before her. That's the Godfather. That's the Vito Andolini of the mob. Not one shot was fired in this the arrest of this man. So I guess they saved some money on that, right? On ammo and bullshit. They saved some money, I guess. You know? Oh, let me drop the TTS in here. Somebody got to either... Well, I got to remind myself. But if I don't in the future... let's see. Look, if somebody in the comments just told me I'm on a list... What? Of people your mother wants to meet? What list am I on, dickhead? Let's see, what was I doing? The TTS. Didn't drop it. Boom. Let me pin that. Boom. And then, let me see if I can do this here.
De esta operación, que es como se realiza, digamos, cuando se planea de forma efectiva, Pérez.
Muchas gracias por la información. Estaremos atentos, David.
See, look, they push him down in the dirt. That shirt, cocaine white.
Muy buena tarde. Muy buena tarde. Y mire, en el intento por evitar ser capturado, Audías Flores Silva, el jardinero, se metió en un conducto de desagüe. Sin embargo, fue localizado por personal de la Secretaría.
All right, they're saying he went through a drainage pipe. In an attempt to avoid capture, el jardinero went through a drainage pipe. Nah. Nope. What the... Cartel gets the drainage pipes cleaned and shit? What are we talking about here? Drainage pipe. Huh? They never seen the Shawshank Redemption? This ain't it.
Por personal de la Secretaría de Marina. Las escenas que estamos transmitiendo a través de Telefórmula así lo muestran. Cómo llegan los soldados y lo sacan de un tubo de drenaje. El presunto capo fue sorprendido cuando se encontraba en una cabaña ubicada en las inmediaciones de la comunidad de El Mirador, justamente en el estado de Nayarit.
They got him all in the dirt in the desert. Came up with a powder white shirt. I need whatever stain deterrent Buddy's using, man. Oh, hold on. It was determined that the target was sheltering in a cabin with a security detail consisting of multiple vehicles. Okay, there you go. This guy was running around with 100 motherfuckers. See, I was wrong. He called me a ñoño. Come on. That's it? That's what you did for your last words, bro? Shut the fuck up, man. Shut up.
Shut up, bitch. Shut your fucking mouth.
What a dork. Thank you. We're working on it, right? We're working on it, right, Shy? I told him. From my understanding is because he said they still own the rights. From my understanding, it's just production fucking hell. That's the business we're in. That was her sitting next to Harfouk when he's sitting in the hospital when Mencho tried to kill him. You know what? I gotta look into that story because I don't know much about that story. So I was trying to fulfill my wrench duties, but I'm all kinds of high for medication to delicious carbs. Enjoy your carbs, bro. Don't worry. You ain't gotta crack nobody in their head. There's plenty of wrenches in here tonight. Well, you do want to end them, Shy. May I just end them on my huevo? He's kind of inconsequential. He ain't really doing much. I mean, don't give him 24 hours. Give him a couple minutes. See if he comes back. I don't know. Put him in the bathroom for a couple of fucking minutes. Whatever you want to do at this point. I told him he had one more word, but I feel kind of sorry for him. He's kind of weak. You know? Fuck him. All right. Fucking nerd. He called me a nerd. Like, come on, man. Shout out 298 on the check-in. Salutes to you. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. Hope you're feeling better. Boom. JP hit him for... Zorada hit him for the 60. JP said, nah, drop this 1,000 on his motherfucking head. But you're welcome to come back later and apologize to me. For being an asshole. Jonathan, just playing with my food. Yeah, Zorada playing with her food. JP too, though. JP could have hit him in the head with the 26,000. All right, so I was wrong. This guy actually did have 30 trucks. And guess what it did for him? Nothing. Supposedly, they fought more at Mencho's situation than they did here. A security detail consisting of multiple vehicles, around 30 trucks, and armed personnel. More than 60 people. When his bodyguards realized the presence of armed forces, they fled in different directions to confuse authorities about Silva's whereabouts. Okay, so what? They ran, and that's what, yeah. They ran. They didn't bust at him. They knew it was a rat. You bust at them, it's the upper room for you. Done deal. Right? Damn, they done got at Jardinero. Boy, listen. Harfouk is on a mission right now, bro. Harfouk is walking around with his chest out. Like, yeah. Tarde o temprano, sooner or later, I got your ass. Nobody licked off one shot, and then everybody ran in every direction to distract them from El Jardinero. They ran because they was running. That's why they ran. They ran because it was time to run. Oh, we can't bust back? I gotta go. Or maybe he expected them to still bust back, and they said, nah, man, fuck that. Bullshit. I seen a drone pic with hella trucks. Didn't do him no good. How many people did they arrest? Just him? Everybody managed to jump in their truck and ride away? Probably not. Looks like he ran and tried hiding in the water duct. That shirt says a different story. That shirt tell you something totally different. Real talk. Shout out to Nene. He definitely got his get back for sure. And I don't know that he's done. Like we've been asking, so we've been saying, listen, okay, we got the personal vendetta that they try to take him out, right? That's one. Personal vendetta, right? Two, supposedly, allegedly connected to the hats, right? That's two birds, one stone. Help the hats, get my vengeance. And three, he want to be the next president. He got to get them trophies right now. He's putting heads on his wall. He's handing out those prizes Jay Flores was talking about. The prize of you're next, motherfucker. There was one of his financiers that they arrested too. That's it. Who's left? Who's next for that list? And like Jay Flores said, what happens when they don't got a big name anymore? They're making big names out of no names. You know? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. All right. Let me see. Hold on, let me see if he says anything. They said supposedly fires were reported after he was arrested. You gonna do that shit every time? Bro, I think we're seeing something on a scale that, yeah, we say, oh, there's always another guy, always another guy, always another guy. Yeah, that's cool. It's about to be, it's already the Wild West, so vamos a ver. I didn't hear about any other arrests, though. Okay, they're just telling the business sector and the public sector to be careful and be aware. Shit's looking crazy outside. All right, so there it is, man. El Jardinero popped off. Who's next? Who's next? That's a lot of money, bro. They spent a lot of bread on these guys. Spent a lot of bread on them. They leaning Mencho not around. They cleaning. They loving. I don't know what that word is. Salutes. Right? The bar is open. Right? The bar is open. My question is, again, they spent all this money to get this guy. They spent all this bread to get this guy. What are they doing about that war over there? Are they learning Mencho not around? Are they learning Mencho not around? Yeah. Yeah, they don't have the benefit of that name anymore. Hold on, I gotta put something right here. Wow. Boom. All right. But yeah, what are they doing about that war over there? And how far does he go with the CJ and G thing? Is El Yogur next? Huh? Do we need a poll? But who should be on the poll? Can we get suggestions of who should be on the poll? We got doing. We put El Jardinero on the poll before, no? I don't remember. I know we had Chapo Isidro on there, but who knows what's going on over there, man? Who needs to be on the poll? Eric Valencia? Is Harfouk going after Eric Valencia? Huh? Who else? Are they staying away from Maito Flaco, Ivan, Alfredo? And just, hey, man, we're going to put all this money on the four letters. Is that what they're doing? Is that where he's at mentally? Vendetta settler? Crazy, crazy times. Crazy fucking times. Another one bites the dust. Now you'll find, they'll take one Guy, now they're gonna take his testimony and see what he got to offer, and then they help use him to get the next guy. So on and so forth goes this thing of ours. El Yogur and El Tío Laco. Who the fuck is that? Never heard of him. See, they're gonna keep going down the list, down to where they get to fucking Junito from up the block. Who's that? Who's Tío Laco? Let's see. The Mama Huevo didn't come back? Where you at, nerd? Who's Uncle Laco? Who's Tío Laco, bro? You gotta tell me before we move on. He another guy in line? Who goes on the fucking poll, man? And what is the question? And when's the next election in Mexico? And how many terms do they do? Does she get another shot? Or she's like, fuck this, I'm going home. Too much information. She done? What do y'all think? After her first term, said, man, fuck this, I'm out of here. No mames?
No mames, wait.
El Plumas. Ah, nah, it's too many names. Those are the names that should go on there? I don't know who these people are. Be putting their names on fucking polls, bro. Fuck it, we're gonna skip the poll. We don't know who's next. Tío Laco runs a Cela CJ&G in Michoacán. Ah, slim pickings. We get down to slim pickings, huh? Damn. Well, shit. Rest in peace, El Pirata de Culiacán. Shout out, Sam. I just think it's wild that they haven't captured Maito Flaco, Ivan, and Alfredo. They've been causing all this chaos and violence in Sinaloa for almost 2 years. Ain't it, man? Shit's wild out here. Shit is crazy. Is it luck or is it years of preparation for this? Is it luck or years of their fathers, putting things in preparation and in play? Are they doing their own thing, and or are they just lucky as fuck? His son was killed with Mencho. So Tío Laco's son was killed with Mencho. Okay? We're running out, bro. We're running out. This shit feels like the Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon shows and shit, where the main characters are all knocked off. Got time to make new stars, right? In this, what's the word? In this glorified ass game. Chapito's just that lucky, or they cold like that? And that would beg the question. We say, oh, the hats are never in no shit. They got all the plugs with the government. And then we hear the Chapitos, oh, but they got these plugs with the government and this and that. And it's like none of it adds up. I don't even know what the poll should be. Who's next poll? Is Harfouk done? Is this who's next? All right, we'll just throw some names out there. El Yogur. No, hold on. Who's next? Who's next? We gotta put the obvious up there. Nah, they gotta get their own name. I think I can only do 4. And I think I'm going to put Eric Valencia before I'm going to put before I'm gonna put what's his face? El Yogur. Yeah, that's it. Poll is live. Who's next? I just put those. Maito Flaco, Ivan, Alfredo, and I don't know what you're trying to say, Pete. His son was R1. Okay. Tio Laco's son, Zoraida. Shout out EC12. You all don't think it's a coincidence that the guys from CJ&G started to get captured as soon as they formed an alliance with the Chapitos? I'm saying. Everything sounds like coincidence in this fucking game because everybody's lying. You know what I mean? But yeah. But again, if everything that's blamed on them Chapitos is true, no iller villains than them, and I'd have to say, man, they gotta be plugged with them CIA motherfuckers, man. Have to. But then again, I say have to the same way people say, oh, the twins have to have bodies. You don't get far in that game without bodies and blah, 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 blah. Like, listen, bro, miss me with the bullshit. That's why the line exceptions to the rule exists. So this also can be an exception to the rule. They could just be the illest villains that ever lived. They don't even need that connection. But, goddamn, it sounds like they're doing it so easy. Everybody for the last 30 years has blamed everything. For the last 20 years has blamed everything on these dudes. All right, this poll is at 40-20 that Maito Flaco is next. All right, 40-20. Get your votes in. And hit that like button. For other ghost watchers that don't want to hit the like button, hit the vote. We don't see who hits the like. We don't see who hits the vote. So go and hit one of them, if not both. I'm not a lead actor, Pete. Sometimes. Most of the time, no. Sometimes. But I don't know what you're trying to say, though, if that's what you were trying to say. All right, the poll is shifting. 50% still believe Maito Flaco is next. It's crazy. Well, that would go against the logic of Harfouk being plugged with the hats and with Maito Flaco. So, if you believe that, then you're taking that off the table. Shout out Bebo, Maito Flaco's next. Vamos a ver. Shout out John Jones. 4 letters almost smoked Harfouk, so he got an axe to grind with them, and definitely. Mencho Jardinero probably will be double R or El 03 next. Well, yeah, we put 03 on the list, on the poll. Teolaco equals R1. Did I understand that correctly? Shout out Sheldon. First thing I do is hit the like. I appreciate you. Not in Mexico. We got a shift. 50% say Ivan is next. 25% say Maito Flaco. 8% say Alfredo. 17% say Eric Valencia. El 03. How about a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? I should have put them on the list. Right? Salutes. We've been here an hour and 20. Hundreds up in the chat for y'all. I appreciate y'all. Get y'all votes in. Hit that like button. Boom. Boom, boom. All right. I was eager to go live today because last 3 lives, I haven't been able to end them of my own accord. Right? One of them froze up. The next one after that, I was lit. Hit the button on y'all ass. And then the one after that, I got clapped in the middle of it for showing the White House Correspondents' Dinner. YouTube took my live stream down in the middle of my live. Well, at the end of my live stream, I was moments away from being done and enjoying the rest of the evening with my friends, and I got clapped for nothing. I showed military people with weapons on this channel, you know, all the time. Them Secret Service agents did it, and YouTube clapped me. So I needed tonight to be the comeback. They are the big dogs in Mexico. Yeah, man, it's looking that way. 4 letters were literally inches away from taking Harfouk out. Well, what they say? You better not miss. So Ivan got 46%, 23 for Maito Flaco, 23. So Maito Flaco and 03 are tied up for second, and Ivan is in the lead. Get your votes in. All right, next we're going to talk about Guadalupe Fernandez Valencia, alias La Patrona. All right, we're going to start our series on women in the cartel. I'll be sifting through the information that I receive so that I can find the biggest ones and focus on the biggest ones with real stories. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. And hit that like button. Let's get to 30. All right, JP enjoying his snacks. All right, I'm ending the poll. Let's get it. Ivan wins with 46%. A whole lot of cooperation going down. And then some. And every time they lock one up, more opportunity for more information and shit. And we say, oh, but who gave up this one? The last one did. Who gave up the one before that? You didn't see all of those guys? What did Jay say? Didn't he say when, as soon as Mencho got taken out, didn't you see all of those 4-letter guys that started pleading not guilty? Pleading not guilty. Pleading guilty. You didn't see that? What did Jay say? He said because they got, everybody got to make sure that nobody forgets, the information they gave them. I need my get back. Can I get my get back, please? Thank you. I need some credit for that. We got to do it while it's fresh in the news. And right now, it's as fresh as it's gonna be. So let's get it. The king and the queen are here now with Trump and Melania. We got a king and a queen. They better get the fuck out of my face. Let's see. I don't gotta get out of my fucking face sound. Nah, I need one though. These new narcos are soft. Well, who do you consider new narcos? And explain, why are they soft? What is soft about them? I have my reasons of thinking they soft. All you got to do to know they soft is take away the power, the weapon, the money. They'll show you right then and there. I was also trying to put these rules in here. Let me get these rules in. Why in all my pay structures, my payment methods are not in the... I've been doing it like this for like 2 years already? Nah, we gotta do that. What the fuck is going on here? Crazy. I'm just waiting on see if John wanted to explain. I wanted to hear it. I was interested in hearing that. But if not, we will move on. I'm just wondering why none of my payment methods are in the description. It should be there. They should have been there all this time. I've had them on the screen. Nothing surprised me. Anything can be done from anyone. Anybody can be touched. Anybody could be touched. Making some adjustments over here. I thought Jardinero would have went out like Tony Tormenta, Arturo Beltrán, El Ondeado, El Lasca, etc. Yeah. No, they don't do that no more. You know why? There's deals. Everybody can get a deal now. You get a deal. You get a deal. You get a deal. No. There's negotiations to be done, so they think. They don't do it like that no more. Listen, from what we seen, from the evidence they showed us of where it happened to Edmencho didn't even go out like that. You know? Because what we saw was some fabricated, put together, drop those shells on that kitchen floor over there shit. So, them fools went out in a blaze of glory. I mean, the aftermath pictures, though, John, they not so glorious, bro. I don't know how much glory is left in that. So, está mal. Eso está mal. It ended up bad. Tripping. That shit ended up bad. So that's what I 100 shot. Everyone making deals, just the hopes of a deal. Listen, don't shoot at it. We can get out of this alive. Hmm? Yeah, so since that is not there, I'm going to have to do it like this. We're going to have to go the old school way for a little while. Boom. Because all that information is supposed to be in the thing, and it's not. Yeah, they're not doing that shit. What a dork. This guy's a dork. I'm on the list. Also, I slapped the taste out of your mouth. How about that? Chino Anthrax, that fool went down fighting. Yeah, I guess, but what? I mean, that's it? That's the main event? I don't know, bro. Tony Montana done sold motherfuckers a dream. He ended up in a fucking bowl of piss and blood and shit. Ain't no glory in that. Glory is rescuing, you know what I'm saying, some babies from a fire. You know what I mean? You gotta relax. Shit's funny. They did the movie shit, huh? A lot of good it did for them and their families. You know? He ran out of bullets. Somebody always got more bullets, papas. And just at that point, you just throw the gun. Take this shit. Shout out Boss Lady on the check-in. Salutes. Ghost Watchers, hit that like button. I agree. I agree. I would always trip when somebody would ask me, Shy, what's this? What's the Cash App? What's the Venmo? I'd be like, it's in the description. It ain't even in the fucking description. It ain't been there for years. The fuck? Boom. All right. That's the end of that combo. We're about to move on to the next one. I think we might have what's his face? A David Celeste Rivas murder case. It frustrates me that I gotta say her name along with his. But I feel like if I just say his name, she's forgotten. And it's just weird. But Trap Lord got some, I'm sure 50 new videos of shit. All right, let's get it. All right, this is gonna be part of. Let me knock this down real quick. This is part of a series that I want to do, focused on the women of the cartel world. You know, I want to go through the stories and see which ones, you know, are the best stories for me to cover. And tonight we're going to cover Guadalupe Fernandez Valencia, alias La Patrona. Okay? And boom. Let's get it. Hundreds up in the chat for y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming through and hanging out. Shout out to the donators. Salutes. Let's get it. On a Monday night, hanging out, doing hood rat stuff with our friends.
But I want to do hood rat stuff with my friends.
Right? Guadalupe Fernandez Valencia, alias La Patrona, was one of the highest ranking women in one of the world's most powerful drug trafficking organizations in the Western Hemisphere, Mexico's Sinaloa Cartel. Active mainly between 2009 and 2014, she allegedly oversaw the smuggling of cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and marijuana from Mexico into the United States and operated key money laundering networks. Fernandez Valencia reportedly served as one of the most trusted operators within the Chapitos faction of the Sinaloa Cartel, run by his sons, Joaquin Guzman Loera, alias El Chapo. No, run by the sons of El Chapo. Indicted on the same ticket that sent El Chapo to prison for life, she spent a total of 8 years in detention. All right? If you recall, Jay Flores said that they signed off in their cooperation. The Flores twins signed off on her extradition. What is Guadalupe Fernandez's story? Fernandez Valencia was born on October 29, 1960 in Aguililla, Michoacán, Mexico. She reportedly worked in factories when she was young and started dealing drugs after she became pregnant. By the 90s, she had moved to California, where she was arrested and convicted of street-level drug dealing in 1998 and served a federal prison sentence in the United States. She was deported to Mexico after her release in 2007. So she had already did time early. I can't believe, shout out Pete Never. I can't believe Mencho wasn't smart enough to build tunnels inside of the safe houses, especially being tied to a dialysis machine. You would think he would have an operation like Chapo. I mean, again, more proof that not everything's mutually exclusive. They don't move the same. Chapo had 6 houses connected to each other with underground tunnels, and what good did it do? Kept him outside to catch more indictments on more crimes. It worked for a while. It might be working for his son right now. Just like when yesterday or the other day, people were telling me about people walking around with all this cash to pay off cops. That's cool. Till you get arrested with the bag of money, you know? Then you was carrying that heavy shit around for what? So in 98, she served a federal prison sentence. So 98 to 07. Soon after that, she moved to Culiacan, Sinaloa, where authorities claim she started helping her brother Manuel Fernandez Valencia import cocaine into the United States. Together, they leveraged their California connections for the Sinaloa Cartel. All right, for those that don't know, Manuel Fernandez Valencia is El Animal, or alias La Puelca. Coochie got him caught up. Always. Then the internet lie on who's Coochie and shit. After Manuel was arrested in 2010, Fernandez Valencia temporarily halted her trafficking activities and moved her family to Guadalajara in the western state of Jalisco. 2 years later, after a visit from a cartel associate who may have been one of the Chapitos, she returned to Culiacan and resumed trafficking. Expanding her reach into moving cocaine, marijuana, methamphetamine, and heroin across the U.S.-Mexico border, according to her case files. She rose through the Sinaloa cartel ranks, eventually reporting directly to Jesus Alfredo Alfredillo, one of El Chapo's sons, as his chief lieutenant to help oversee the full drug distribution process from supply to delivery. So she came up through the youngsters, huh? She was under the kids' charge, the juniors' charge. Shout out Big June. Tap that like button. Get those numbers up. The channel appreciates it. Salutes. Can we get to 30? Can we get to 35? It's 34 of y'all in here. I'm sure 6 of y'all ain't hit that like button. Go on. Kinetic energy that shit. In 2013, U.S. authorities indicted Fernandez Valencia in Chicago alongside El Chapo and others. In November 2015, the U.S. Treasury Department sanctioned her. She was arrested in Culiacan, Sinaloa in February 2016, a month after El Chapo's final capture, and extradited to Chicago in November 2017. So that is all part of the twins in that case. Let's see. Arrested in 2016, extradited in 2017. She pleaded guilty in 2019 to drug trafficking and money laundering charges and was sentenced to 10 years in 2021. Due to time already served in cooperation, she was released in 2023 after serving approximately 3 years of her sentence. What crimes was Guadalupe Fernandez Valencia involved in? Fernandez Valencia was allegedly a central player in the Sinaloa cartel's northbound drug pipeline, coordinating both physical movement of drugs and the flow of drug money back to Mexico. She was accused of importing between 2009 and 2010 on an average of 30 kilograms of cocaine in the United States per week, along with around 3,500 pounds of marijuana, relying on her established network of contacts in California. Between 2012 and 2014, she reportedly expanded her operation to include methamphetamine and heroin, paying people to smuggle loads in vehicles and through tunnels from Tijuana into the United States, a corridor long used by the Sinaloa cartel. She was in the mix. So she came in a little bit later. She came in after she did her initial bid, and then got deported to Mexico, jumped in with her brother, jumped in with the Chapitos. Boom, got smashed again in 2016 and got released in 2023. U.S. authorities also considered her to be the chief financial officer of the criminal organization's money laundering operation. According to her indictment, drug proceeds collected in Los Angeles were delivered to stores with ties to currency exchanges in the city of Guadalajara, which charged a 3% commission plus exchange fee to transfer the cash to Mexico. Her workers would then collect the funds in Guadalajara and redistribute them. She was also accused of helping facilitate the movement of dirty money through bulk cash smuggling, structured bank deposits, wire transfers, and alternative credit-based systems. To protect the Sinaloa cartel's operations, Fernandez Valencia and her associates allegedly used violence and intimidation, including bribing public officials, carrying out kidnappings and extortions, and threatening or using violence against rival traffickers and law enforcement. So she was one of the boys. Huh? Ruthless, an oppressor. All right? She'll step on your neck. Huh? You got a little poultry business over here? We want in. Cut me in and cut it out. You know? Where did Guadalupe Fernandez Valencia operate? Fernandez Valencia operated primarily out of Culiacan, Sinaloa, which served as her base and where she was ultimately arrested. The first offense to land her in jail, which was street-level drug pushing in Los Angeles, helped her develop an established network of contacts and customers. Under Alfredillo, she largely trafficked to Chicago and Southern California. Her main smuggling corridor reportedly ran from Culiacan to Tijuana and across the U.S. border into California. Drug money flowed back in the opposite direction, funneled from Los Angeles through currency exchanges to Guadalajara. Oh, shoot. The fuck is that? Oh, boom, we got a Cash App here. Shout out Michael for the $5 Cash App. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. For the trolls, salutes to the trolls. Shout out Pete Never, salutes, appreciate you. Shout out y'all on the check-in. Who were Guadalupe Fernandez Valencia's allies and enemies? Fernandez Valencia's most significant alliance was with Alfredillo, one of El Chapo's sons and central figure in the Chapitos faction of the Sinaloa cartel. She served as his lieutenant, according to prosecutors, and was his trusted second-in-command, overseeing operations across the entire drug distribution chain. Her brother, Manuel Fernandez Valencia, who introduced her to the Sinaloa cartel and was himself a direct associate of El Chapo, was also an important family ally. Manuel was arrested in 2010 and later convicted and given a 27-year federal prison sentence. In October 2025, he reportedly returned to Michoacan, Mexico after serving 14 years and providing information in the trial of El Chapo, right? So, put another one on the list. He told. He told. Shout out, Pete. We should have 38 likes. I'm just saying. The like button really is free. It don't cost nothing. And the fingerprint stays on your phone. Not it stays on your side of the phone. When when you got greasy ass fingers and you touch it, that don't go nowhere. It's on your phone. We can't see it. It's just kinetic energy. For free. For the free. All right, so he got 14 years, or he served 14 years and went home. What's he doing now, huh? He out the game? What happens when these guys, he served his time here? What happens when these guys go back? They got a probation officer over there? They got somebody watching over them? Or they just get back in the game quietly? I don't know how quiet it could be. I think we'd hear about it quickly. Don't nobody stay quiet in none of these games. Another key associate was Jorge Mario Valenzuela Verdugo, alias El Marrito Choclos. who was designated by U.S. authorities alongside Fernandez Valencia as another lieutenant to Alfredillo, who managed drug distribution in Culiacan and Guadalajara. He was found tortured and killed in Mexico in November 2017, when proceedings against Fernandez Valencia and El Chapo were already underway. In August 2010, Fernandez Valencia's nephew, Manuel's son, was murdered by the Beltran Leyva organization operative, reportedly after being mistaken for El Chapo's son, Ivan Archibaldo Guzman. That's crazy. Her most consequential rupture came from within. By pleading guilty and cooperating substantially with U.S. prosecutors, she turned against her former bosses. So she told too. A U.S. district judge noted at sentencing that her cooperation placed both her life and the lives of her 5 children at serious risk. They like doing that, right? They get you to cooperate. They're like, yeah, come cooperate. And then the moment you cooperate, they're like, you're never going to sleep again. Huh? You're always going to have to watch your back. Did they do you a service or did they not do you a service? What are you talking about? Huh? Y'all all in the same fucking boat. Where's Guadalupe Fernandez Valencia now? I don't know. Probably with her brother back in Michoacan getting that money. No?
Million.
I don't know. Maybe. Fernandez Valencia was released in 2023 after serving just 3 years of her 10-year sentence and a total of 8 years behind bars, with the remainder credited to time served. As a foreign national convicted of federal crimes, she was vulnerable to deportation to Mexico, where many of her former criminal associates remain at large and freed, no longer at large. Whether Fernandez Valencia was deported back to Mexico or entered witness protection of some kind following her cooperation is unclear. Her former boss, Alfredillo, remains a powerful figure in the Chapitos. Did you say that in your Henry Hill voice, or who was it? It was Jardinero. Shout out, y'all. Back to business once back in Mexico. I don't know. Maybe, maybe they got to answer to their parole board and shit. Shout out Big June. He just want to do hood rat stuff with his friends, man. All right, but so far we've come to the conclusion they've all told, including her. All right, we're covering our first woman in the cartel. She told. That's it. Done deal. All right, no more questioning it. Let's go check out a video of hers. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to translate the shit. I didn't want to, pero that's a line from Goodfellas, ain't it? What's this lady doing to get money now? You know? Working in a restaurant? I don't know.
I like making my pot.
Shut your punk ass up. Shout out to y'all hundreds up. We've been here 2 hours. Hit that like button if you have yet to do so. Let me see if I got a dub. Let me see if I got a dub for this. Oh, my bad. I lowered this a long time ago. Luckily, I was just reading the whole time. Do I get a... Damn, boy. They don't have the auto dub. I don't have it either. But I'm going to have to translate this shit. So I'm about to lower this again. Shout out Regals. He's doing OnlyFans. Oh, shit.
Cuando yo estaba escribiendo el libro, la mayoría de las mujeres todavía estaban en el proceso en los Estados Unidos.
This lady almost talks like a Catholic priest when they're speaking Spanish. All right, she's talking to Adela. I'm gonna have to translate what she's talking about, and we'll go from there. Who were you with? Who did you talk to? When I was writing the book, most of the women were still in the process in the United States in prison. It started around the time of El Chapo's trial. And I saw a name in the file of one woman, Guadalupe Fernandez Valencia. Shout out Pete Never. 1,000 hundreds. A million. And they sent her to Chicago. She pleaded guilty and disappeared. Where'd she go, man? Disappeared? What you mean she disappeared?
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Las películas, ¿no? Han tenido mucho que ver con esto y en la imagen que tenemos del papel y el desempeño de las mujeres dentro del crimen organizado.
She said movies and TV have a lot to do with the image that we perceive of women in the cartel from what we see in movies and TV. They always portray the women as the wife or the other woman or the several women that the man is with. Well, you want a hero? She want a drug hero? She said, let me ask you, what did you think of Griselda? Did you see it? They're talking about the Griselda Blanco's Netflix show where Sofia Vergara played Griselda Blancos. She said, I liked it. She said, I found it very interesting. And Adela said, very interesting. She said, I found it interesting. Griselda Blancos wasn't a pretty woman per se. She said, I think it was very hard for Sofia Vergara because she's such a beautiful woman. So she did a good job, bringing herself down to that. They just shitting on the lady's looks. But again, what is Emma Coronel's doing the Chapo story? And the guy from El Señor de los Cielos is playing him, supposedly. And, Zoraida said, yeah, all of a sudden Chapo's tall and handsome. This is where we're at right now. And then what happens is people see these shows, right? Then they see this ugly little cartel guy and they be like, I didn't picture him as the guy because you picturing something that Hollywood gave you. You keep looking for the same thing. That's not what it is. No, y'all ain't supposed to hear her because it'll clash with my translation. Yeah. It'll clash with my translation. So I try to put it so you can hear them a little bit in the background, but I feel like it was interesting that they started in Miami. Griselda really had another decade before that in New York when she came from Colombia. I mean, when she started in the criminal world, she was little. She was a little girl. So I felt like it was missing a little bit of that. And there's a scene where her hand is shaking, right? She kills a hitman. I think the idea is that the producers want us to believe that this was the first time she killed someone. And it's like, no. That woman started killing when she was young. And that's something we struggle with because I think that especially in Latin culture, we have this point of view that women are the ones who love, who take care of the house, the protector, the caregiver, the mother. But violence, and Adela says, but violence isn't exclusive. And the lady said, I was in Sinaloa recently for the book. And I was with a man who teaches self-defense to women. And it was interesting because he was telling me how great. Huh? Oh. He said it was interesting because he was telling me the great work in removing the chip on our shoulder, that we're vulnerable and exposed. And since he said you get rid of that, you understand that violence is a currency, a form of power. Then women have the same capacity as men, right? Especially since we see that organized crime isn't settled with fists these days. Of course, in other words, it can be settled with weapons. You don't need this physical strength for these weapons. It's like she wants a female killer superhero or some shit. We aren't supposed to hear, but Emma Coronel be lying so bad. Doesn't say the whole truth. Of course not. And I don't even listen long enough to listen to what she's not saying, because I know it's going to be fluff every time. I don't even listen. The day that y'all tell me, she finally said some shit, then I'll go check it out. You know? Hold on a sec. Shout out Zoraida. She called her ugly shit. Yes, she did. Chavo equals Rafaela Maya. Yeah, there he goes. Shout out Picker Tricks. Bro, use the Edge browser. You'll hear it. You'll hear. It will translate both their voices, the women's voices perfectly, into Mexican, Spanish, to English. I was trying to figure out how to do that. I have the Edge browser. I just couldn't figure out how to do it on a video, on a YouTube video. Judy, she just doesn't clear anything up. She just twists the truth. Yeah. She want to give enough to get the job, get the check, get the production underway, but not enough to, for anybody to give a fuck. Let's try it right now. I'm gonna try it right now, but I'm gonna try it like this. All right, let me open up the browser. Boom. Let me go to YouTube. And again, I didn't have much time to give it, but I looked and I was like, I can't figure this out. Fuck this shit. Onto something that works. All right, I'm on the browser. You said my settings to Spanish. Languages. English. My preferred languages are English. Right? Boom. I'm on YouTube in the Edge browser. I'm going to put in this link to this video. Paste. I'm going to go to the video. I'm here. I'm going to let this ad play. That's it. I got one shot at this. And then I have to try it off screen. Okay, I see the summary. Let me see. Summarize video. Translate audio. Okay. Oh, I got to free up memory on my device. Okay, now it's asking for too much. It's not going to work. I got to turn shit off. It wants me to turn shit off. Now that I see it, I'll try it next time. Salutes. No, I see it now. I just got to... It's telling me to close apps and shit. I can't close nothing right now. I can't close nothing. Everything is being used, so I got you. I'll figure that out now. I appreciate you. Now I see it. I never saw that pop up before. Just close any other browser. See, I can't do that. I got the chats. I got all of that running through another browser, so I can't do that. Let's click on task like a task man. Yeah, another time. Not while we're live. I appreciate you though. Thank you for hooking me up. This time and last time. Now I know where it's at. Not gonna fuck with it while it'll be the 4th stream in a row that I didn't end it my way if we get jammed up somewhere. So yeah, too much fucking information. I know you're trying to make shit easier for me, but today you're gonna have to love the sound of my voice. That's it. Hit that like button, y'all. Too much fucking information. Shout out Pick a Tricks. All right, but I did see it. Now I know where it's at. Shout out Bebo. Yo, Griselda Blanco was part of my thing in the 90s, and I'll wait for the rest of that. Yeah, some of them are too loose with the hammers. You know, these girls get these hands, want to show it off. Put that shit away. That shit only comes out if shit gets crazy. That's it. They want to show it off. They want this, that. Relax. Gotta fucking relax. It's a lot of female hitters out here. A lot of girls got their little sucia guns out and about. Last year, some girl upped the pipe inside a grocery store in back of the yards. Popped a few people. Yeah, they wild. Shout out Sheldon. Griselda Blanco was not pretty, but she was cool. Salutes. I believe it. Hit very close to home. No, I got you. I appreciate the content. This is the only shit I'll be listening to while working. Salutes to you, man. Hopefully we help you get that. All right, get it done. Shout out Primo on the check-in. Can't really hear the sound box. Oh, you know what? You're right. Because I have everything low so that I could hear her and translate. And yeah, fuck. I was making sure Pick a Tricks got that motherfucking money.
Million.
La China, she was the most hit, man. If you look her up, you'll be like, wow. We got in the Discord, we got a thread on the current Cartel Live thing that says Women of the Cartel. So if you happen to run into that link or that name, I'll screenshot this and drop it in there. Boom. Come on, get in there. Boom. In Miami, like Willie Falcone, but she was wild, and I mean it. I mean, her reputation says it all. Boy, I could only imagine how wild. Shout out Ed in the building. Salutes to Ed. Oh. Let's get it. All right, next time I'll have that translation for video working. I just got to figure out how everything's going to work. I'm trying to figure out, I don't know what other browsers I'd have to, you know. Yeah, because I was translating the audio. I had it low. Shout out Pick a Tricks. I mean, Damaso Lopez, you know, Mini League's dad. She was the hit woman for that family. Look her up. Even her boyfriend at the time. It was a crazy story. Bet. Those are the stories I want. You can't always have it all. You can't be cool, wild, and pretty. You gotta give one up. You're muted. Go back and say what you said to Sheldon. I will not. I don't even know what I said to Sheldon. You're muted. I'm fine. Back out and come back. Got me doing spells and shit. Trying to get me to say what you want me to say. He's like, go back and say this. What the fuck is wrong with you? Tell me what I said. You say it. I see it now. That translate mode. Fuck around, close the other browser. Boom, stream over. I'd be like, what? Again? 4th time? Fuck this shit.
No mommy's wait.
Hit that like button if you have yet to do so. Let's get it.
¿no? Recolectando a lo largo de toda tu carrera y de todos tus años.
I did, and it worked. You got me to say what you wanted me to say. Primo, don't come in here and piss me off early, bro. You know what I mean? You didn't get me to do shit. You get me to fucking pay too much mind to you.
Put him in a fucking bench, Mike.
¿Con quién estuviste? ¿Con quiénes hablaste?
Who were you with? Who did you talk
Cuando yo
to?
estaba escribiendo el libro, la mayoría de las mujeres todavía estaban en el proceso.
All right, while I was writing the book, these women were still in prison.
Entonces, varios me correspondemos por
But several of us corresponded by email.
en el momento no les convenió hablar conmigo porque, tú sabes, después que salen no quieren ser deportados, no quieren pedir la visa y ya ahorita
Sorry, why'd they shut you down Saturday? For showing that Trump bullshit? I blame Jay Flores for making me go look up that Trump shit. And they shot my shit down. Took the whole stream. If I wasn't live on Twitch, I would have never got that stream back. You think the Chapito's going down now? We just did a poll. 46% say Ivan's next. So we corresponded by email. But for some, it wasn't convenient for them to talk to me at the time. Because after they leave, they don't want to be deported, so they have to apply for a visa. And right now in the United States, there isn't that much compassion, especially for migrants. So let alone former drug traffickers. They want to stay in the United States because returning home is dangerous. So it started around the Chapo trial. And I saw that in the file that there was a woman named, one woman, Guadalupe Fernandez Valencia, who worked with Alfredo. And she was arrested a month after El Chapo. And they sent her to Chicago. Who you think gave her up? Huh? I have to work on my spell. I don't know what the fuck you're talking. On your spell check? She pleaded guilty and she disappeared. In other words, there wasn't much more to hear about her. I thought, well, she said, so I'm going to search. I'm going to find something. I got into Pacer, where you get all the documents from the process. I can't stand Pacer. I can't even find shit in there. I can find shit. I don't know how to get the shit. I need a whole tutorial on that shit. I got in Pacer and I found her entire criminal history there. She was born in Michoacan. She went undocumented to California, got into selling drugs on the streets of California, was given 10 years, and then got deported, but got back into it again. Her brother Manuel was already working with the Sinaloa cartel. She was arrested. And I don't know if it was Ivan or Alfredo, but someone looked for her because after what happened with her brother, she tried to get out the game. I don't know if she had the option. But somebody went to look for her in Guadalajara and she got involved again. But at that time, she was already working with the Chapitos and the level went up. And she got into the hierarchy, the high stakes. And the file says that she worked on logistics, corruption, oiling the machine for the flow of drugs, and then money laundering, bringing the value from the United States here because she already knew, she was familiar with the United States. You find all this out in this file? It's crazy, boy. You find something in a statement and somebody could just write a book about it. That's it. Find something in a file and now you're on the books. She was all the way involved. Facts.
declaración y luego porque se declaró culpable había una cierta cantidad de información, ¿no? Ella
Because she pleaded guilty, there was a certain amount of information.
quiso huir enfrente del
She didn't want to go in front of the judge. Too much fucking information. Once you plead guilty, no trial.
entonces ya empieza el juego de ajedrez, ¿no? Con los fiscales de los otros
So the chess game is about to begin, right? With the SDS prosecutors.
para que te corte la sentencia.
What are you gonna give me to cut your sentence to get your sentence reduced? And in the end, she spent 10 years in. She spent 10 years on the first one because she got 3 years on that second one. She got sentenced to 10, but only did 3.
Detención en México y luego la extraditaron. Entonces, 10 años para alguien de su nivel se me hace medio leve. ¿No? Pero aceptable.
All right. But let me ask you, if she got popped off in 2016, why did we talk about her the other day? Why was she in the news the other day? Hold on, let's go check. Let me go see why. Let me go see why. Right, if she's been on the disappeared since she ain't nobody seen or heard from her. Trying to find it. Children and hitmen. It's too many things to cover, bro. Yeah, no, listen. That slow news week shit is real. They start throwing fucking. They throw whatever. They throw whatever in the mix. Hey, a piece of paper moved through the courts on this case. Throw it in there. Bring it all back up. Add one new sentence, and you got a story. I'm trying to find the story though. I don't see it. Or maybe somebody sent me that, and that's why I looked at it. I don't know. I'm trying to see why we was. I don't see the article anymore. I'd probably have to go back to the lives to remember. So what's she doing now, man? OnlyFans. Yeah, that's stupid. OnlyFans. It's funny. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm done looking for it. So there it is, man. She was I don't know about wanting out of the game. You think she wanted out the game? I don't know that she wanted out the game, but she was persuaded to come back if she did. Persuaded heavily. At the end of the day, money talks, and so does violence. All right, man. Honey's up in the chat, y'all. Bow, 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 bow. Anybody got anything to say on this topic? Boom, I got La China. I threw that in the in the Women of the Cartel section. We still got to cover corridos. I'm working on getting a panel together of Jay Flores, 8up Jay, myself. I got some other Flores family things that were pitched to me that I got to do some work with. Like, I got things in the works right now. I have to get episode 6 of The Tell done, but there's just so much happening. I need more me. There's more me. I need to clone me. All right. I'm gonna look into a new, new system. I'm gonna see if that Claude AI could help move along some. Because listen, please believe me, the amount of different things that gotta get done for this channel on a regular basis, from uploading to Spotify, to uploading to TikTok, to Instagram, to YouTube Shorts, to live streams, to edited videos, to trying to fill the other channels and keep those moving, and to auditioning. It's a lot of shit. So I'm looking into some AI to see if it helped me out do a couple of these things. I need a robot, man. I need 2 more me's. All right? But we got a bunch of good shit in the works. Listen, we already have an evergreen, forever, videos that won't get old playlist section. All our exclusives, all of the things that we've covered. We got a lot of entertainment in there. You know what I'm saying? And I got some shit lined up. All right, and some shit that has been pitched to me, and again that I got to put my brain work to. But at the same time, I got to get these edits out and get these things done. Like tonight, what do we have? Tomorrow we should have a El Cartel news of this Jardinero situation. And then after that, just a complete, everything that we broke down about the CIA situation, everything that we reacted to. But the CIA and Mexico situation, that'll be another El Cartel news. This women's of the cartel, this will be an ill analysis video. But I got some ill exclusives, and we're looking for reasons and upon reasons, different reasons, cool reasons to get the Flores twins and the wives together on a panel. Shout out Pick a Trick. Speaking of news, Oakland Leaks just posted. And he's already blaming Ivan. Blaming Ivan for Jardinero? He knows for sure, huh? His, what's it called? His fuentes? His sources say that for sure. His source is Maito's, El Mayo's grandson or some shit, remember? That's his source. No mames. No mames, wait. Shout out Pick a Tricks. Let me know I could help you. Just message me in the Discord. I help you set it up. You most likely don't need a new system, depending on what you gotta do. Yeah, I gotta see what these different AI services got to offer. I use ChatGPT for a lot of things that I do, but I'm hearing Claude can be more hands-on with your shit. I just don't want to give him too much access. I'm gonna go eat. He hit him. That was a typo. I'm using my voice to top. So which one was bullshit? That he hit him or that you was going to go eat? Really, if Mini League was in a job, I would think that's him. Huh? You lost me for a second there. But it's probably me. Because I don't remember. We talk about things on a stagger when it comes to the chat. Salud, Zoraida. All right, let's see. Stop this. I've been hearing about Claude. I haven't used Claude. Let's see what that's about. Oh, I'm eating. Sorry, my bad. I'm on multiple things right now, but I just posted in the Discord. Salutes. What the fuck is this? Oh, you coding or some shit? What are you doing? With the satellite tracking shit, huh? This fucking guy over here, nigga. I don't even feel comfortable my show being on the same screen with all that shit you got going on over there. Right, enjoy your food though. Buen provecho. Right? Buen provecho. JP, we put JP to sleep. Smut. Shout out Pete Never for the millions in the chat.
Millions.
Let me get this out of here. Let's see what Trap Lord talking about on the David Celeste Rivas case. Quickly, because I'm compiling those things so I could drop them on Ill Crimes. Ill Crimes is getting an overhaul. Ill Crimes is getting a new look, new aesthetic for its videos. If you like true crime, aside from just cartel stuff, Follow us at Ill Crimes. We do body cams. We do interrogations. We do case studies. All of that shit. All right. The link to Ill Crimes is in the chat. Now I just got to figure out after this live is over. Another thing is when I do these panel discussions, I got to find a way to make the notifications silent and be able to go back to them and replay them at breaks in the conversation. I do not want them interrupting the conversation because what happens is it makes it hard to edit. Hit that like button. And those usually be long streams. It's a lot of editing. The easier, the better. Let's see what we got here. So the death penalty is off the table for David because of that moratorium. That's some bullshit. Because if somebody deserves that shit, it's Buddy. With all the shit that's come out about what he did to this young lady. Listen, we were right here. We were on Trapler Ross's page when the Trump shooting shit happened. And I instantly went back. I said, nothing to see here. Went back to covering the David Celeste Rivas murder case. And YouTube knocked me down. And then it seems right after we got off and we got knocked off, Trap Lord did they just tried to kill Trump video. 100% pure bullshit. I tried to fight it. They sent me back. They said, it might take 72 hours to get back to you. They denied me in 15 seconds. And I told Sue so that's how long it was going to be. I said, watch me get this email right back. So let's go to where we were ending. Right? If there's anybody that doesn't know this story that's watching, let us know in the chat if you're in the chat. Basically, it's the story of a 13-year-old girl. Shit, might have been 12 when it started. Getting into a romantic relationship with a singer and ending up decomposing in the trunk of his car. Trigger warning. I think you should have one of those if you know you're on this channel. You know what I'm saying? The disclaimer should already be set in stone. She was found in the trunk of his car. The investigation took a long time. She didn't get to see her 15th birthday. She died before her 15th birthday, but her body was in the trunk of that car on her birthday. And the singer went for exactly a year without being arrested, and he's been arrested, and more gruesome and more gruesome and more sad and more disgusting and more heartbreaking information comes out. So that's what we have. All right? But this will be quick. It is what it is. Hit that like button if you have yet to do so.
Shows to chop up the body. It's insane. But what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to break down the timeline again, but from a different perspective, because in this video we're going to look closer at the timeline as far as how long did David actually plan this murder. Yes, we now know that he has been charged with murder. It seems to be that there are official allegations that he was in a relationship with this underage minor, Celeste. We can deduce that from a lot of the information we've seen around, but now we have officially got it from the authorities that that's what was going on. But it makes you wonder, when did he plan to kill her? A lot of theories that have been going around is that actually their relationship ended around like September, October 2024. Maybe they were broken up for a few weeks and David might have reconnected. There might have been...
I want to know where the fuck this minor was when she wasn't with him. Where was she? Who was she with? She wasn't at home. Was she at home? She wasn't at home. If he told her to come over, who was she with then? Where was she all this time? Also came in here the other day and said, everybody. You got to get everybody. Everybody from the Discord, everybody that knew, all the management, everybody that's anybody. She was dismembered. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry. That shit was jammed up.
In some threats. Is that actually their relationship ended around like September, October 2024. Maybe they were broken up for a few weeks and David might have reconnected. There might have been some threats. Allegedly, one of the special conditions of the charges is that David murdered a witness to an investigation. That investigation was an investigation into David messing with minors. So he had a motive to take her out. He wanted to protect his lucrative music career. But the question is, when did it happen? He was accused of lying in wait, setting up a trap, inviting her to the crib, and then ambushing her and murdering her. But when did the decision made for him to actually kill her? I don't know for sure, but in this video, we will basically be taking a closer look and trying to get to the bottom and looking at some theories as to when actually he planned to do this horrible, horrible thing. So as you can see here from the criminal complaint, okay, it basically gives a couple of clues that I think are really interesting, because what's very, very interesting about this breakdown is that essentially, you know, it says the period of continual essay to this minor occurred on or between September 7th, 2024 and September 7th, 2023 and 2024. Now, that's her birthday, interestingly enough. And there were rumors that he'd actually first met her on her birthday, I think perhaps potentially the year before. But it seems to suggest that perhaps their relationship ended after her birthday in 2024. Now, I don't know for sure, but I do think that this date, the fact that it isn't on or between September 7th, 2023, all the way up to April 20th or 23rd, 2025, that makes me think that perhaps there is some proof that the relationship actually ended. But even more dark, the plot to murder her must have occurred sometime from September 8th to April 2023. And we need to get to the bottom of exactly...
We need to know where she was at as well. We need to know where she was at. She wasn't home. She was still a runaway at that point. Am I wrong? Am I barking up the wrong tree? Yeah. 100% cushy.
When this plan was made. So an alleged Discord message has been circulating from somebody claiming to know Celeste and basically claiming the two were actually no longer together in December of 2024. So this is a very interesting Discord message. It says, last time me and Celeste talked, she was drunk and spam calling David. What's going on with that? Spam calling David. They have matching tattoos from when they dated. David used to have pictures of her up on his Instagram, but after they broke up, he took it off. Only thing throwing me off is the age. I'm just going to assume she lied about her age to everyone in our friend group back then, because they did date, and then 2 days after that call with me and her, she deleted her whole account. Pictures too also. Looks just like her. No way it's another Hispanic Celeste with the same curls, face, and everything. It doesn't make the same sense. It doesn't make sense, okay? People saying it gets to a point with coincidences. Now, I think that's very interesting, and it's clear that the breakup took place. Now, here's where I think that there is a very, very good case to make for David doing a cover-up and David planning this murder and basically not being pushed because he made this decision himself and is disgusting, allegedly. But as far as the circumstances that begun to brew where he felt like the only way out of this was murder, okay? It's not acceptable, but I'm just trying to make you understand how this depraved PDF murderer might have been thinking. So it's saying if they broke up, all right, they were together, she was drunk calling, they broke up, all right, and they're basically saying that that would have been the December. Now, this is when we get to this infamous image. Now, I believe it's believed that, I believe this picture was taken around December the 14th, 2025. This is the image that allegedly shows David paying off other kids that knew Celeste. It says, this was the pic bro showed me, I'm not capping. And that is David in a parking lot in Lake Elsinore. It's been geolocated. He's literally handing money over to kids, allegedly, for them to stay silent. Now, I wonder if this is a situation where they broke up. He needed to keep this a secret for his career. He had loose ends. He's doing anything he could to try and make this go away. He's paying off friends. If that didn't work, after this December link-up, that's when he might have decided to murder her. He might have actually crafted a whole narrative of bringing her back, getting her comfortable, and then murdering her, because we saw them together on New Year's Eve 2024 going into 2025. But this was just a few weeks before. So
Who's we? Who are these people?
Broken up in December, and she's deleting all of her Instagram. Then he's pulling up to Lake Elsinore in his Tesla, handing out money to these teens that know stuff about it. It's not adding up, right? It's not making too much sense. Or it is making too much sense. It's not making sense why he would be doing this, but it is making sense why, if this payoff approach didn't work out, that he would then feel like, okay, well, we're going to have to go to plan Z, which is, unfortunately, murder. So, obviously, people...
Bruh left all the crumbs. Left all the crumbs, the pictures, the just... And he fancies himself a genius. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. They got pictures on his ass. They got the intersection. They already put all that together. That other guy, what's his name? The private detective. He's on their ass.
Geolocated this. It's Lake Elsinore. We know it's Lake Elsinore. That's another picture of him getting out of his car, walking over to them, same fit, in Lake Elsinore. It's been geolocated with the telephone poles. And it says, popular artist David giving kids over $1,000 to keep a secret, and it involves a minor. December the 14th, 2024. That's when it was taken. So we know that now. What's really weird is, obviously, the rumor was that they were broken up, and he was trying to cover this up. But, okay, here's the thing. On December the 30th, 2024, just before New Year's Eve, all right, David and Celeste would be photographed together in downtown LA. And these were pictures that Steve Fisher apparently got from the property. I guess the LAPD didn't search it quite well enough. And Steve Fisher, the private investigator...
That's his name, Steve Fisher. He's trying to buy the kids so they don't talk. Yep. And they got pictures of his dumb ass. Look, Steve Fisher supposedly found these pictures. And the police didn't. How?
2024, that's when it was taken. So we know that now. What's really weird is...
Shout out Luis Herrera on the check-in. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. Hit that like button if you have yet to do so, y'all.
Obviously, the rumor was that they were broken up, and he was trying to cover this up. But, okay, here's the thing. On December the 30th, 2024, just before New Year's Eve, all right, David and Celeste would be photographed together in downtown LA. And these were pictures that Steve Fisher apparently got from the property. I guess the LAPD didn't search it quite well enough. And Steve Fisher, the private investigator, shout out to him. I hope I'll meet him soon. That
is fucking disgusting that he found these pictures. Shout out Zorada. Absolutely. I was sure he got away with it. Or like he feels like he was sure he got away with it.
Found pictures on an SD card in the property and he posted them. All right, I don't think the LAPD were too happy about this, but shout out to Steve.
That's real stupid of the LAPD, man. That he found a jump drive with some pictures that they didn't find. Oh, we're gonna talk about that too. We're gonna get to that today, cause that came up. It comes up. Y'all been bringing it up for a year. We're about to talk about it.
Putting that info out there, got that work. Said on the night of December 30th through to the morning of December 31st, 2024, David and Celeste were together in downtown Los Angeles, where several photos were taken in public. Celeste was 14 years old at the time, about 70 miles from her home in Lake Elsinore. Whether she was sober that night was open to interpretation, but there's photo evidence of them together again on January the 2nd, 2025. Then on January 8th, Sizable Crew was filming a music video with David out of state, and by January the 11th, David is in his hometown in Texas, and on January the 20th, 2025, he's on a Delta flight. Question is, where was Celeste between January 3rd and January 20th? Can anyone account for her during that time? There were many people present at the music video shoot. Did anyone see her there? What about his hometown in Texas? Does anyone even have any proof of life for Celeste Rivas Hernandez after January the 2nd, 2025? There she is, right? They was together. He had this knife, and this knife matches the description of the knife that was used to kill her, all right? It is what it is. This creepy barn. Lot of very unusual unanswered questions. Now, interestingly enough, during that night. You know, we saw that picture of David holding the knife, and I believe there were even other pictures of the knife. Right, there it is. I'm not going to lie to you people. I think that was the knife used to kill her. I think it was. That's just my opinion, all right? Everything's alleged opinions, but that's my opinion, okay? And SF posted, he said, David, were you sitting on this hill next to a drainage gully thinking about what you did to her? Were you thinking about how it looked and sounded when you sawed her body into pieces? Steve's doing a little too much.
Steve Fisher is on that ass, though. He was playing psychological games knowing that kid was watching... Knowing that kid was watching the internet. LAPD trash work. You got some up-tempos.
With that caption, but hey, we like holding David's little tiny feet to the fire. And so basically the day after that, on the official New Year's Eve, December the 31st, 2024, that's when David and Celeste were actually seen partying with members of David's inner circle. Okay, so there would be... And
remember, I said that I felt like it was just... months earlier, whenever she fell off the grid, I feel like we were saying it was January after New Year's. We were like, that was it.
This going around, SF put out a full post with more pictures. Said on December the 31st, 2024, at around 10 p.m., several people were at David's house. Although Celeste Rivas Hernandez is not clearly visible in any of the photos from that evening, we believe she was present. The iPhone she had previously been pictured with appears to match the phone case seen on the table, along with a Hello Kitty mug. Another photo, which appears to have been taken by David, shows what are likely Celeste's fingers on a bottle. The phone that's likely Celeste's appears to be on the Wi-Fi settings screen and connected to the Wi-Fi network, even though iPhones use a private Wi-Fi address feature. The address remains fixed for a specific network, meaning it stays the same each time the device reconnects to that router. Hopefully, law enforcement investigators have reviewed the router logs to determine exactly when Celeste's phone and everyone else's phones were connected to the
It's a fucking router in America, Trap Lord.
home Wi-Fi network, and compare that information against the statements each person provided about when they were at the house and who else was there, including Celeste. For example, if individuals in the photos, including these photos and many others, claim they did not see Celeste or were not at the house, yet the router logs show their phone was connected to the Wi-Fi, that would raise serious questions. We cannot forget about Celeste or the justice she deserves. It's now been more than 5 months and no charges have been filed. Now they have. The last photo of Celeste is not from that night, it's from another time and meant to show her phone to compare with the phone on the table. So I'll show you these pics, these images.
Man, Steve Fisher put in work, bro. He put in real work. Salutes to the owner of the property that David was staying at for hiring that guy, because that guy put in work for real. For real.
Grab something from under the desk because my feet are cold. And look, we got Neo there toasting up a bottle. It says most likely Celeste is...
So Neo is this kid right here. This is the kid that went in front of the grand jury. He tried to get away from that shit, but they got his ass in. Shortly thereafter, this dork ended up in jail.
Kitty mug there. David's hitting a vape. Right, I don't know if he's going to be getting any vapes.
This crazy world, that's why I don't trust anyone. With all respect for everyone, there's a lot of sick motherfuckers, indeed, and then some. Facts.
It's an account. But anyway, they're saying that's Celeste taking the photo. Oh, sorry, that's David taking the photo.
This is supposedly Celeste's hand on the bottle in this corner.
And the little yellow circle on the right-hand side there would seem to suggest that that actually might be Celeste's hand. And then we've got the next image, which is sort of a zoomed-in close-up of the phone on the Wi-Fi. And shout out to Steve Fisher. Honestly, I feel like my guy Steve Fisher needs to be in the official LAPD detective
Man, Steve Fisher cold with it, boy.
Department, because realistically, he is doing exceptional police work. Okay, if you think I'm a snitch investigator, Steve got the good. Steve low key, he actually deserves kudos for taking down David. But anyway, my foot heater is now activated. So that is Celeste there. I don't know if that picture was taken on the same day, but it's a bad look. And so within a day or two of this, we would be seeing another picture on the timeline. January the 2nd, 2025, David and Celeste would actually be seen at the Los Angeles National Forest, and there would be a bunch of pictures going around. And it was very, very interesting and coincidental. It says David wrote an interesting word in the picture he took in early 2025, coinciding with the billboard. Put this up, all right? This says she could mean Japanese kanji for death. If you turn this upside down, this high looks like 14, which would have been her age. David put, my site is beautiful. And then this was posted as well. So he posted this after New Year's. They reset this in LA. I want to go and see this at some point. But it's a list of how many smoking deaths are caused. And he said death from smoking on his Finsta. And this is when we're starting to get more people giving their theories on how premeditated this murder was. It says it's becoming more and more apparent that David likely premeditated and planned everything, and Celeste was unalived earlier in the year. It's getting more obvious based on various details. The pictures David took of the rock that says hi, which later Jin, big shout out to her for finding these amazing things, reverted the picture and noticed the number 14, which was Celeste's age at the time. It's possible that David intentionally used the word she. The letter S is unfinished on purpose, and not the other words on the rock. The Japanese she means death. The number 4 is also pronounced sh in Japanese, meaning it's the same word for death and making it a symbol of bad luck. David also has the number 4 in his name. Holy shit, I didn't actually clock that ever. That's crazy. Every year the billboard resets to 0 at midnight on New Year's Eve, and in David's video of the smoking deaths billboard, it displayed the number 1813 deaths, which was posted on January 2nd, 2025 with a Japanese caption that translates to death from smoking. Very likely the same day where they were together and taking pictures at the beach, the National Forest area and Baldwin Hills. The smoking deaths board, him putting out Japanese heartbreak and goodbye songs on his Insta post, and David writing the word she on the rock. Seems like no coincidence. He purposefully left all of this. David continued posting in Japanese on this Instagram account until January 28th, when he posted about feeling abhorrently sad of late. After that, he stopped posting altogether until May, which strongly suggests that Celeste was no longer with us by then.
All right, we out of here. If we're going to read comments, we're going to read our own. Facts. All the guys, teach your girls self-defense. Teach them everything. How to use a gun, how to use a knife, how to choke a motherfucker. All that shit. How to snap a limb. Facts. Steve did all the work. The LAPD should be ashamed. Indeed. You have people spraying your DoorDash with bug spray. Crazy, sick world we're living in. It's just for no reason. It's humans, bro. People say, oh, AI is fooling us. AI is fooling us. They're lying to us. No, they're not. Humans are. Humans are just using the tools that they have at their advantage to manipulate and lie to us. Humans are fucking humans. If there was a shitty human detector that batted 1,000, that's what we need in this world. Let me see. All right, let me go back here. Forget that. Celeste's parents were warned. Here we go.
Okay, folks, I've got a big update for you guys on the David case, and I'm going to be talking about something very sensitive in this video. So, look, there's been a lot of talk recently about Celeste's family, what they knew, were they being paid, did they know about the relationship with David, did they maybe encourage the relationship with David? I'm going to talk about that in this video, and a lot of people have been talking about this, and I just want to keep it real with you guys. I do think a lot of people have been very disrespectful about this topic. This is a grieving family that lost their daughter. I really don't want to pile on, disrespect the family, and upset anybody. So I want to really give the family a lot of the benefit of the doubt, even if they knew, you know, they had an unruly daughter that was dating an older...
Cesar Escobedo just subscribed on YouTube.
Shout out, Caesar, for the subscription. Salutes to you. Thank you.
Guy, and they couldn't keep her from him. She kept running away and going missing. You know, I do feel like their daughter was murdered. They do deserve a boatload of sympathy. Doesn't matter what happened. I don't think anyone in the family wanted it to get to this point. I don't think anyone in the family expected things to get so gruesome and grisly when it came to David's behavior, allegedly. I don't think the family ever wanted this to happen. I do think, this is my opinion, but I'm going to share with you in this video all of the updates about everything everyone's saying about the family. But in my opinion, I do think even if the family knew about the relationship with David, you know, a lot of people have said in Hispanic cultures, maybe it's not so weird for, you know, a girl dating a guy that's...
I don't give a fuck about nobody's culture. Not my own culture, not your culture, not somebody else's culture. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
A little bit older. Now, if you disagree with that, that's a whole other cultural debate for you guys to have. But ultimately, even if it was a case where, look, okay, they're in this age gap relationship, but maybe it's okay. Doesn't matter. She didn't deserve to get killed. She didn't deserve to get chopped up. And I'm sure the family obviously didn't want that to happen. It was clearly a very messed up situation that allegedly was sparked by David. And let's make sure that we're pointing the finger in the right direction. But without further ado, I am going to break down in this video several things that have been going around related to the family. And again, I just want to send my utmost condolences to the family. This is no disrespect. I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to look at some of the things that other people are saying in a respectful manner, and we're going to try and get to the truth about this matter together, okay? So the first thing that I want to show you regarding the ongoing discussion around who actually knew about David and Celeste is this, okay? This is the official statement from the family. We have touched on this previously. This actually came on April the 21st, just after the first court date. I believe the family was originally scheduled to...
That's a baby, bro. Celeste Rivas Hernandez's family released the first public statement on Tuesday after singer David was charged with the 14-year-old's murder and pleaded not guilty. Get to it, bro. What the fuck? I'm out of pocket? Get to it. First public statement. I don't know, didn't the brother talk? Investigate the family and the parents. That girl kept on running away from her family for a reason. I feel that her family should be investigated.
To actually be speaking. I don't think they actually ended up speaking to the press. I think they felt like it was a little bit too overwhelming. I completely understand. There's no obligation to speak to the press. They don't owe us anything. But obviously this is a little bit of backstory. So they shared this photo of her that hadn't been seen before. And she is looking very young in that photo. She's looking like a child, okay? There's no, oh, you know, she was, no, there's a child. Okay? She was a child when she met him. She was a child when she passed away. It's very sad. But the family did release a statement, I believe the day after the first court date. They didn't want to speak to the press, but they released a very brief and heartfelt statement that is reproduced here. It says, Celeste was a beautiful, strong girl who loved to sing and dance. Every Friday night was movie night, and we spent wonderful times together. We love her very much, and she always told us that she loved us. We miss her deeply. All we want is justice for Celeste. And look, we all want justice for Celeste, but nobody wants it more than the family. Doesn't matter, even if you think, well, they were getting a little bit of money under the table to try and, you know, enable David with his cover-up of the relationship. Nobody wanted her to be killed.
Sorry, sir. I beg to differ. I don't care whether they wanted her to be killed or not. Right? If you paid, you're complicit. If you were paid, I'm sorry, you're complicit.
Will David with his cover-up of the relationship under the table to the family. Doesn't matter, even if you think, well...
Doesn't matter, even if you think... No, if I think she was getting money under the table, I don't give a fuck what she cared about. What she thought would happen or didn't think would happen. Miss me with the bullshit.
Bullshit.
No, they don't get no goodwill from me if they got paid to cover that shit up. Fuck you mean? You know what I mean? Fuck you mean? You don't get no... I don't know. You got a bigger, I guess, bigger heart than me, Trap Lord Ross, because hell no. You don't get no... none of that shit. He said it doesn't matter, even if you think they got paid. No, it does matter. Doesn't mean they wanted her dead. That's fine. They didn't protect her from ending up dead. Knowing that they got paid for it, yeah, nah, you complicit. Fuck out of here.
We all want justice for Celeste, but nobody wants it more than the family. Doesn't matter, even if you think, well, they were getting a little bit of money under the table to try and, you know, enable David with his cover-up of the relationship. Nobody wanted her to be killed, let alone be left in this horrible state. So I have sympathy for the family.
Not if the see he that's some weird shit right there. Nah, if indeed, allegedly, if it is to be true, it turns out to be true that they took money to keep this shit quiet, I ain't got no sympathy for them. None. I ain't gonna get none either. Oh my.
No mommy's wait.
Let's see. She was a baby. That's why dating at any age is so dangerous nowadays. People are fucking crazy. You gotta vet people. Know where they come from, what they're about. Shout out Daniel. Hey my boy, I heard the parents knew where she was the whole time. They said that David was paying them off and her friends at school. If the family was getting paid, no sympathy. And guess what?
You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail.
Crazy. Shout out Zoraida. They should be in jail too. Facts. They should be investigated though, bro. Shout out to you, my boy Salutes Daniel. I appreciate you. Yeah, listen. Ain't no, my 14-year-old can't, my 13-year-old can't be nowhere. Where you at? Oh no, you can't be nowhere. You could be here at the crib. That's it. El tubo added again. Is it me? I don't see no drop frames. Just 150 drop frames and don't add up to nothing. So no, probably you. Back out and come back. Yeah, that's where me and Trap Lore on two different pages right there. If they got paid, fuck them.
And I want justice. I couldn't say just as much as them.
I want justice too, but I want everybody that failed her to feel it.
Nobody wants justice as much as them, regardless of what was going on.
No. If they took money, a lot of people want justice more than them. If they took money, a lot of people wanted more justice without even knowing the story. You know? No.
Behind the scenes. But, you know, some people are still pointing the finger at the family. And look, I'm going to tell you what people are saying. I don't personally agree with everything that's being said on this topic, but I do think it is important to talk about.
No, I know. Steve Fisher's that dude. He's that dude. At some point, I'll start going to his ex and shit. I'm back. It was just for a couple seconds. Salutes.
And we're going to break it down, okay? So it says on this topic, but I do think... I don't personally agree with everything that's being said on this topic, but I do think it is important to talk about it, and we're going to break it down, okay? So it says, we'd like to... I believe this was a different statement than they made, a more official one. It said, we'd like to thank the LAPD, the District Attorney's Office, for their hard work. We'd also like to thank the people of Lake Elsinore for all their support. Celeste was a beautiful, strong girl who loved to sing and dance. Every Friday night was movie night, and we spent wonderful times together. We love her very much. She always told us she loved us, and we miss her deeply. All we want is justice for Celeste. Now, this is in the Dave Idiot subreddit. Obviously, people had their opinions. Okay, it said she always told us she loved us is kind of weird.
Yes, very weird thing to shoehorn in there.
Like, why do you guys have to make that known? What, so no one thinks she hated you guys? People saying, I also thought this was odd. It's almost like an admittance of guilt. She told us...
Now you're taking it too far. See, people are crazy. You're fucking dealing with people.
She loved us, so we were attentive and loving parents is what it translates to. To me, I think people are reading into this maybe a little bit too much, but you guys might disagree. People are saying my exact thoughts, kind of weird to put that in the statement. Hard not to feel judgment towards them. It's an interesting point, right? This is a long comment. Let's get into it. It says, it's very telling to me their statement as if they didn't really...
None of this tells me that they took money, though. If that's just an internet theory, then that's just an internet theory. You know? He goes through comments for the rest of this shit. Let me see, what's this? Shout out Shannon. Shout out JP. Rest in peace, Celeste. Indeed, rest in peace, Celeste. I'm with you. The parent didn't give a flying fuck because if they were worried about her, they would have protected her and would have never taken $1 from him. And again, that's if they did that. But I haven't seen anything that proved to me that they did that. Not yet.
Up. Can we get it loaded up? I'm on some trash. I'm traveling right now, so I'm on some trash hotel Wi-Fi right. Loaded up. Into David's team to say you need to return this minor back home because she's... But also the idea that David's management team knew about what was going on and the rumors of messages that were actually sent in to David's team to say you need to return this minor back home because she's missing. Let's get it loaded up. Can we get it loaded up? Can we get it loaded up? I'm on some trash. I'm traveling right now, so I'm on some trash hotel Wi-Fi right now. I guess we can't watch a video. Let me pause this while this loads. All right. We got there in the end. So, okay, this is Gideon interviewing our guy, Steve Fisher.
But So, and then right after that is when she starts running away. And she has these series of runaway events. But it was no secret that she was with him. In fact, somebody close to the situation, her family, the school where she was going, wrote his management by email and said, paraphrasing it, there's a rumor that David might be involved in the disappearance of 13-year-old, Celeste Rivas Hernandez. If that's true, please make sure she gets home quickly. And she got home. She arrived the next day. And that email was received by his management company, and they did send it to him. I have proof of that. He was aware of it. So
Steve Fisher is on their ass. Everybody need to catch it. Everybody. That email exists. He found it. Who's in on that email? Who knew this? Who knew that? Get him. Get him.
Then she arrives back home, but then she runs away again. He was grooming her. He's a predator. This is not the only girl he was involved with that was underage. When Celeste ran away on Valentine's Day, she showed up in the area. This is the exact same day that they're actually taking possession of the new house that they rented, my client's house.
Yes, sir.
Of course, my client doesn't. My client thinks it's Josh Marshall, his manager, but they take possession of it. So on that day, he's got Celeste runs away that day, and she's at the old house, the one where they did that live stream, delete everything, and he's got another minor at the new house, a mile and a half away, and I've got pictures of that. So that can be.
This is kind of all new about there being like a new minor. If you can reveal, how old was this other minor that David was dealing with?
She was 16 and 17.
She was 16.
This was going on for a while. I believe it goes back to when she was 16, 17 for sure.
So Steve Fisher's saying that, a lot of people knew what was going on. He's saying that David's management team actually knew. And, this kind of harks back to a lot of stuff that we've already seen. As we've seen Josh Marshall from Mogul Vision in Celeste's presence, all right? She was there at the Fonda Theatre. You got Josh Marshall cheesing it up from Mogul Vision. He's not smiling anymore, is he? He's not smiling anymore. You see Celeste sat with David's family. She's in the black hoodie and leggings. The mum, the sister, Celeste, and the brother. You can't...
So guess what? His family complicit too, bro.
Act like you didn't know her.
Yeah, don't act like you didn't know her. Nah.
Mum's got her sitting right there in between her kids of similar ages, all right? If anything, I think we should stop pointing the finger at Celeste's family, and I think we need to point a big fat foam finger at David's.
Man, I think we need to put a fucking foam finger in everybody's mouth, all right? Nobody should be left behind. Every single person that had something to do, that knew, that was complicit to this shit, something got to give. Too many people failed that little girl for everybody to get away with this shit.
Family, what the fuck were you doing with Celeste sat between your two children, Mom? All right, what were you doing? What were you doing, Josh Marshall? Right there with Celeste right sat in front of you, cheesing it up, smiling it up, all right? Look at him cheesing it. Look at this clown, all right? Look at this clown. Need to see that. I want to see that smirk wiped off his face in court. I would love to see that. Obviously, this is, a breakdown of basically everybody knowing that the friends and the management team knew what was going on. So everybody's saying, oh, Celeste's family, they couldn't help it. Celeste was a runaway. She was a breakaway. She was pushing away from her family. Honestly, I want to give some bail to the family because they probably were doing their best. Allegedly, emails were sent in. Friends, family getting in touch saying, you need to send this.
That's fine and dandy, Trap Lord. If they took a red fucking cent, all of that means nothing. If they did anything, nefarious as far as that, that's what matters. If they didn't, cool. All right, cool. They didn't look hard enough for their kid. Oh, they're sending emails. I ain't sending emails. You ain't gonna get an email out of me. No. My 14-year-old comes home right now. She wouldn't have been nowhere. Now, if they took money, that's a whole different scenario, and miss me with the sympathy, bro. If they took money, or if they condoned it, they just as bad as dude. So that's what I thought. Steve Fisher with all the receipts. Everyone going straight to
You're
jail.
stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail.
Minor back home. Now, David's team, his friends, his management, the people that were ignoring these requests, the people that knew what was going on. I just wanted to go on with the tour. I just was going to let him get off on the minor while I was trying to get that tour money. You guys are disgusting, all right? I got no sympathy for you guys. The Les family, I'm going to let them slide. I'm going to give them a pass. I don't think they wanted that, and they've suffered enough. But Josh Marshall, got to know what's going on with you. Got to know what's going on with you cheesing it up next to her. And it says, I didn't previously have permission to post this, but that context matters. It needs to be discussed further about the Fonda Theatre in 2024. Since my last post, it's become increasingly clear that there's more to this situation than what's been shared so far. Of course, the CEO of the management and music company Mogul Vision and David's manager has claimed he had no knowledge of any of this. However, it appears that Josh Marshall may know more than he acknowledged in his TikTok comments. Josh was seated in the VIP balcony area on a couch right next to David's mother, with Celeste sitting close to her laughing and having a great time, while a child was reported missing for a third time. David's mom and Josh Marshall, what the fuck is going on? Are you going to answer any questions? You're just going to disappear into the sunset. You'll never live this down. On February the 19th, I'll make sure of it. On February the 19th, 2024, Josh was reportedly sent an email regarding the disappearance of a 13-year-old child along with a missing person flyer that included Celeste's pictures. The message clearly expressed that the parents were extremely worried and urgently asking for help in bringing her home. So let's take our finger off the parents. Start pointing it at Josh Marshall. The very next day, Celeste returned to her home in Lake Elsinore. Josh Marshall later addressed accusations that he ignored warnings about Celeste. He denied receiving any emails and said he had zero knowledge of anything.
AutoCab, America's largest source.
Does that look like someone that had zero knowledge of anything? Does somebody sat that close to Celeste? Does this look like someone that had zero knowledge of anything? Just in my opinion, allegedly, this looks like somebody that had 10 knowledge of anything. 10 out of 10 knowledge. 9 out of 10 knowledge of absolutely everything going on. Disgusting, disgusting, absolute snake. Anyway, he denied receiving emails, said he had zero knowledge of everything. Josh seemed more focused on safeguarding his company's interests and his own priorities than the safety and well-being of a missing child, while deliberately providing false information about what he knew. He's a liar, allegedly, right? Let's just see him cheesing it up right next to Celeste one more time, just so you know who to blame. Leave Celeste's family out of this, and let's start looking at these clowns, right? He loves posting his kids on the gram, his hot wife, right? Let's have a little look into this clown. He was saying, now I really don't believe David worked alone in concealing what he did. It's creepy knowing how many people were likely aware that he was dating a child and did not care. What else would they turn a blind eye to, or even aid and abet? Yes, Josh. This has been happening since the beginning of time. People with money, people in power think they can do whatever they want, and for years they...
Listen, man. All of them. Gotta get all of them. All of them. I still don't hear no proof that the parents did anything. All right, and then we got... Let me see if there's something else here. Hold on, give me a sec. Because I don't want to drown in him and going through the comments and shit. Gonna show some images here
of her. Look how young she looks. It's quite dark. You might need to brighten the screen up. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Video and how it was another thing that's interesting. People are saying this is Celeste's deleted video and how everyone around David knew her. So this is a picture of her. Look how young she looks. It's quite dark. You might need to brighten the screen up to see that. But again, this relates to that show. You got David's sister, same black hoodie. That's this absolute clown David in the middle. I'm so...
And his little brother walking around with her.
So tired of seeing this face. That is a punchable face.
His sister walking around with her. It's definitely a punchable face.
Thump him in the face if I ever was given the opportunity, right in his little spot star. But that's his brother cheesing it up as he's going backstage with this A minor. Right, whole family needs to be investigated. It says David knew her. Celeste TikTok post during the Fonda Theatre time frame. Look at them. Snuggling, kissing, canoodling. Right? Knew what was going on. So it's all well and good pointing the finger at the family, but look, he was enticing her in with Hello Kitties, all right? I'm a fan of Hello Kitty, but the way he was weaponizing the Hello Kitty franchise against this minor is absolutely despicable. It says Celeste's posting in David's Discord. So look, we've seen all of these images. We've seen all of this stuff before, right? This is This is very well documented that he had this minor at the Fonda Theatre. Now, I just don't think it's feasible to suggest that, you know, the family could have stopped this going on. He really sucked her into his web of deceit and destruction and debauchery. There really is no two-way.
And I'll make the excuse for a weak ass family that couldn't get her back or couldn't keep her, right? Or a family not willing to go make that move, right? I'll take that. But if they took a red cent, everything's off the table. Everything.
He's about it, you know, and really, could she have escaped? She was in too deep. Look, the whole team, whole management team, we got Robert Morgenroth there, right? We saw Josh Marshall, David's whole family. So this whole gaggle of people, not only are they ensuring that David's not facing consequences for this, but could Celeste have even left if she wanted to? She's got all these people around. And I honestly would point the finger at David's team and say, these are the people that were keeping her around. She probably couldn't have escaped if she wanted to. Okay? And, you know, you want to point the finger at the family. These clowns, all of these clowns that were at the show with her, these are the people responsible. Forget about the family, okay? So here's kind of a breakdown just on everybody knowing her and knowing she was backstage. And again, her family's nowhere to be seen. Her family's worried sick, wondering where she is when all this is going on. It says, we've seen a backstage video from the Fonda Theatre in LA showing Celeste together with David's brother. At first, it looks like his... Can you see that? Yeah. At first, it looks like only his brother is leading her through the backstage area, but in the first few seconds, you can see her holding hands with another person, David's little sister. Interestingly, there are photos from David's show where you can see all of them, including David's mom, sitting together at the venue. David performed at the Fonda over 3 nights in June 2024, 27th to the 29th. The backstage video of Celeste with David's siblings and the pictures of them sitting together were from June 27th, 2024. Interestingly, Celeste also posted different photos on her Instagram account, Hello Kitty Life Girl, and on TikTok, the YayWoohoo7 account, with David tagged in her post. So she was brazen and bold enough to even be tagging David in the post, which is crazy. There were also pictures posted on her TikTok showing her with David covering her face. Some people argued that it's not Celeste because she had a straight red hair instead of her usual black curly hair. However, we now know that she had red hair dyed when we saw her at the influencer Noor's birthday party with dyed red hair, wearing David's bandana, a ring, and a bracelet, which she posted wearing multiple times. She's also shared several pictures with red hair and a red ink tattoo, so it doesn't seem like a coincidence at all. Celeste also posted a video of her with David in one of the Fonda Theatre's dressing rooms on a different day, possibly June 28th or 29th. In this video, she was wearing a different outfit, gray sweatpants and a gray hoodie. She deleted the video, but you can see it's the same dressing room as her alien face TikTok post with David in front of a mirror. Not to mention, she also posted a backstage picture in David's Discord showing them sitting on the...
Bro, she was just putting it all out there. Both of them.
Just how it is. Like, that's a very exclusive spot. But you don't have him in the photo booth pictures. The minor only got captured in pictures that were taken accidentally that you guys wish hadn't been taken. Josh Marshall, all right, and Robert Morgenroth, they're livid that pictures were taken of them around Celeste at the show. They did their darndest. Don't let her in the photo booth. Minor, all right? Allegedly, that's my opinion. But anyway, it says it's concerning in light of recent discussions and denials of involvement in the Celeste investigation surrounding not only David's close friend group, Asia, Neos, Celeste Herrera, and Vanessa, but also David's management. Lose sight of the disgusting ghouls who were around David who enabled his every action.
Corroborate. They said they have some people that are more difficult. Do you personally think, or do you know, like, actually, that people knew her age and just didn't say anything about it?
100%. Listen, in that Discord of his, there's people openly talk about it. They're like, hey, are you still going out with the underage girl? Are you still there talking about Epstein Island? Are you and Celeste going to Epstein Island? Like, it's crazy how open, it was not a secret, you know? And the people close to him in his orbit, listen, they knew. I mean, there's live streams where, not just the one with Celeste, but there's ones where he's talking to these 2 super young girls on like I don't know what platform it was, but he's talking to them, and his friend Asia Collins is behind him, and he's laughing about the age of these girls, and he's gooning, and it's it's really frustrating because they have not, like, they didn't race forward with information. They waited to the last minute to save theirselves, like. All of a sudden, we find out one of his friend Neo has to be arrested to be brought in front of the grand jury. That's not how it should be. Like, you shouldn't be. I don't care how close you were with this guy. If you got information, we're talking about a child. I mean, there's evidence.
So look, he's making a very good point. He's saying all of these clowns covered up a child murder. Anybody that didn't come forward with information when they were supposed to is complicit in the cover-up of the murder of a child. And I don't think the parents, they came forward and said, identified their daughter, and they said she was dating a person called David. Yeah, that was wrong, and she shouldn't have been dating an adult. But they said to the police early days, when the police were keeping all the information under wraps, it was confirmed through all the articles in the LAPD that the family confirmed that that was their daughter and that she was dating a person called David. So they have been pointing the finger. They didn't try and keep it up, hush it up. Oh, we ain't snitching, we ain't telling, we don't know who was. No, they said, yeah, that's our daughter in the trunk of the car, and she was dating a dude called David. So they're trying to get to the bottom of this and get justice, even if things didn't play out the way maybe they should have done as far as being a protective parent. But it's the friends.
A single dime changes everything. So like I said, I can't remember where I heard there was transaction proof. Yet I'm sure if there is, it won't come out until they presented it in court. I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't really remember. Steve Fisher has Epstein files proof too. May God protect this man. He sounds a little bebido in this. Allegedly, just in my imagination, in my tinfoil hat, does he sound like he been drinking a little something? Did Gideon catch him after a nightcap?
Family and enablers of David that really deserve to have the finger pointed at them. So Steve goes on to make another interesting point. He basically says he has evidence that certain, not all members, but certain members of Celeste's family actually visited the apartment that she was staying in. And, we saw rumors that maybe David had actually taken Celeste and another relative to an amusement park.
Am I crazy for wanting to know when she broke up with him in September, if she didn't go home, where the fuck was she? I feel like that's an important question. Where is she coming from? Where was she at? I'm crazy so that he's sober. I don't know. He look a little, I mean, I would think he's stressed out with all this information. Too much fucking information.
Yeah, too much information and shit.
Real talk. Too much information.
Park for the day, and again, I still, even in light of this, I don't want to point the finger at the family. Okay. It sounds like a twisted situation. You got this minor, she's dating a rich celebrity. Maybe they're thinking, well, we need to manage the situation. They're not thinking for a second this is going to end in murder, right? They're not thinking for a second this is going to go so left. So I still have sympathy for them, but from what Steve is saying, that clearly there was some knowledge. And we already know that, because the moment the body was found, the family said to the detectives, broadcast all over the world, that they knew their daughter was dating a man called David.
My question was going to be, do you think the family is as quiet as they are because they knew who David was and they knew...
Did someone take their life? No. Someone took their life back?
Who she was going to, and you don't really see too much of an intervention between them?
I mean, yes. I have proof that family members have been to that rental house before. I've been with David and Celeste.
Wait, and you don't really see it was quiet as they was going to be
all over the world, that they knew their daughter was dating a man called David.
My question was going to be, do you think the family is as quiet as they are because they knew who David was and they knew who she was going to, and you don't really see too much of an intervention between them?
I mean, yes. I have proof that family members have been to that rental house before. I've been with David and Celeste.
Wait, her family has been to his house?
Family members.
If you're going to kick it with them, you know what's going on. I ain't got no sympathy for you. I'm sorry. Fuck culture. Fuck family, blood, whatever. I don't care. That's it. Out the window. You going to hang out with them?
Listen, one of the first things I put down in this case was we know that David and Celeste were at Six Flags on a certain date, and we found a Build-A-Bear certificate from the Build-A-Bear place in Six Flags in her cousin's name at the house. So it's like, wait a minute. So She wasn't really missing. The missing, you know what? You want to know, in my opinion, what the missing persons report was about? It was to cover their ass so CPS didn't come in and say, "Hey, she's not going to school. What's up?" If she's a missing person, you say she's not going to the school because she's a missing person. You know, then you don't have CPS in your life at that moment. You know, and I sympathize. I guarantee. I know that they are. I know that they're grieving. I know they lost a daughter, but goddamn, like you could. She shouldn't have been allowed to be. She was gone a year and a half, man. A year and a half. Like
that makes more sense, man. In that case, they didn't even have to take the red cent, as far as I'm concerned. Get grieved, be sad. That's cool. I don't have to coddle anybody. And we all make mistakes. We all make decisions, but there's those long-term mistakes that you keep making. It's kind of crazy. No.
Somebody should have said, you know, maybe we shouldn't be letting Celeste live her own life like this.
So look, I agree. I totally agree. Somebody somewhere in the family should have said, you know, maybe we shouldn't let her live her life like this. That's what he said. And I do agree with that. I don't think anyone thought this would have ended in murder. We don't know for sure if the missing persons report truly was a ruse to keep CPS off their back because she wasn't going to school. That's quite a bold claim. And, you know, Steve has seen a lot more evidence offline and behind the scenes than I have, okay? Respectfully, he might know some things that I don't. But it's still, I do agree. I'm sure that at some point, looking back with hindsight and the way things turned out, it probably would have been great if somebody stood up and said, this is not how an underage girl should be conducting herself. She can't have her own life, her own rental property. She's too young. It's like when you see a 13-year-old driving a car, you say, look, we can't have the foresight to know that this is going to end in a 5-car pileup where 10 people die. But maybe that kid shouldn't be driving that car and we can avoid the negative consequence. You might not imagine it's going to lead to 100 car everywhere.
We can have the foresight. It's the 13-year-old kid that ain't got the foresight, so you got to protect that motherfucker from himself. You do that by being a parent. And miss me with all, but we didn't have nothing. I know a lot of good parents ain't had nothing. So miss me with the bullshit.
Bullshit.
Huge pile up on the highway and 10 people die. You're not thinking and imagining it, but yeah, someone somewhere along the way probably should have said this. This is behave. So from here, Steve would eventually go on and he would suggest that there may well, and we've talked about this before, there might have been financial transactions and that Celeste being with David might well have been an open secret in Lake
There might have been financial transactions. I need to see proof of that.
Elsinore. There was rumors
or some kind of something.
That there was a $9,000 a month payment being made, and that was intentional to keep it under the $10,000 threshold for the bank to start asking questions about what these payments are for. And again, if proven, right, if proven, these are still allegations, that definitely does make the family look suspicious. But again, I don't think there's any world where it's like, oh, $9,000 a month for your daughter and I can do what I want and chop her up if I want to. That's just not happening, okay?
Bro, you don't know the world. You don't know the world then. And not that he didn't ask permission to do what he want and chop her up and this and this and that. He paid for silence. He got silence. Because they sent an email to his company, right, to get her back. Did they call the police? None of that? Okay, cool. They didn't have to condone what he did to her to receive $9,000 a month, Trap Lord. I don't know what world you think we live in. It's a cold world.
A month for your daughter and I can do what I want. But if proven, these are still allegations, that definitely does make the family look suspicious. But again, I don't think there's any world where it's like, oh, $9,000 a month for your daughter and I can do what I want and chop her up if I want to. That's just not happening, okay? Clearly, there might well have been something messed up going on behind the scenes, but again, I don't think we can completely put it on the family. But let's hear what you said.
Could you see
there needs to be accountability?
Well, I went with the charge. Could you see potential charges being pressed on the parents?
I think it's too high profile of a case, right? So they're going to say, oh shit, if we do that, we're going to have a certain amount of the people that are going to be like, I don't care if what they did is wrong. You got to give them some space because they're a grieving family, and they are. But they've also got to be like
accountable.
Hey, we messed up. You know, we messed up. And listen, there is, I think there's going to be financial transactions that come out in this that are, if this goes to trial, they're going to show that there were people that were getting money, and it's going to look really, really bad.
So, oh my gosh, man, I did not, because I was under the impression that they might have known that she was with him, but there wasn't anything. But you have verifiable evidence to show that. And when you say family members, you don't have to disclose who, but are these adult family members that would have a say in her life?
Yeah. Now, the one, and her name's already been put out there, is Esmeralda, is a cousin who was a senior in high school. But I'm not so much blaming her. But the thing is that Esmeralda's parents, who would be her aunt and stuff like that, knew. Listen, I have other proof I can't disclose, but yes, there was adults. There was several people in her family that knew. Listen, her mom admitted she knew she was dating a guy named David, and she said, "Oh, I didn't really." She knew who it was. I mean, he would come out there and pick her up, you know, in the Tesla, and they knew she'd been found there, you know.
Yeah, he kind of got tripped up right there, though. He didn't have too many answers for that. He's like, "Yeah, well, the Esmeralda girl, she's 20. Okay, that's enough for me." You know what I'm saying? The family's hanging out with this motherfucking chomo with their kid. You know what I'm saying? It's unexcusable, uncondonable. But he didn't have answers. Oh, yeah, the mom, yeah, she knew. Come on. Nah, come on, Steve. You know better than that. Now, if you can't say, then I understand that. Just say that.
David, and she said, "Oh, me that." Listen, I have other proof I can't. Who would be her aunt? And, was a senior in high school, but I'm not so much blaming her. But the thing is that Esmeralda's parents, who would be her aunt and stuff like that, knew. Listen, I have other proof I can't disclose, but yes, there was adults. There was several people in her family that knew. Listen, her mom admitted she knew she was dating.
He went back to the shirt thing, the first thing that the mom said she was with a guy named David.
A guy named David, and she said, "Oh, I didn't really." She knew who it was. I mean, he would come out there and pick her up, you know, in the Tesla, and they knew she'd been found there, you know, before. Police knew that she was with him at some point before that, because listen, the person that sent the email to his management saying, you know, word is that she's with David. If that's true, please make sure she comes home. You know, she's 13 years old. They only knew to send that to his manager because it was no secret in Lake Elsinore where she.
The aunt was probably partying with her. Definitely, they went to Disneyland. That's how they found out she was there. They had, what was it, a Disneyland certificate or some shit?
She lived that she was with David, the singer.
So it was apparently an open secret in the area that she was.
Steve said they all knew. Everybody knew.
Was messing with this adult. Okay, so that's how they knew to email his management, and his management needs to answer a few questions. Yes. Because everybody knew that she was with him, and that's what was going on. Now, theories have now come out that Celeste's family might have actually been threatened. And again, this is why I have sympathy for them, because I don't think they ever would have thought that things would have gone this way. And I also don't think that they realized things could get so serious to the point where actually David might be willing to hurt them.
Stupidity is not an excuse for, to shuck accountability. You know, I don't care how stupid you were.
To prevent them revealing what they knew. So it says this might be the reason why Celeste's family was not doing enough to bring her home. Okay, and this is basically a bunch of phone calls listed. Okay, and it says the time and nature of the call, different types of calls. This is like a David post about a smashed up car. It says, "What are you waiting for out Friday?" Then my album comes out right after that. It says, "Why didn't they ask her, where were you? Are you okay?" "I don't know." Then she came back. She disappeared again and went back to him. "I know someone called her mom and said, stop looking for her. She's fine." So you got creepy people calling the phone call, calling the mother and saying, stop looking for her. She's fine. Right? That's scary. Maybe that's the reason why they didn't get more involved. Because they told the family to take down the social media post about her being missing. It's not known who the alleged caller was and whether they were connected to David in any way. It could be some of the management team. Right, so the source says that they themselves took down a post asking for help as they were scared the situation was out of hand. The insider was sickened to hear of the gruesome details reported about Celeste's death, and they're desperate for justice. Celeste leaves behind her parents, Mercedes and Jesus, a brother Matthew, a half sister Jennifer.
Come on, man. The man's name is Jesus, man. What the fuck is wrong with Trap Lord, man?
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Been reaching out to the family. It says Rivas' brother told NBC LA they knew she was dating the singer and claimed she ran off with him in 2024 after he regularly picked her up in the same Tesla her body was found in. And then he's got lyrics in a song. It says, you said that you're moving out of state, but your location never changes. I called your mother and father yesterday and said you've been going through some phases. What did I do for you to hate me so much? So he's calling and threatening the family, right? Now he's seeing his house getting raided. This is, I recently watched a video on YouTube about the 764 cult, the cult that David was allegedly a part of, focused on extreme violence by extorting keys.
These are comments from there. Well, let's just hope they take down that moratorium on the death penalty. All right, I think we're gonna leave it at that. Maybe next time we cover this, we'll cover the Gideon Steve Fisher conversation. We've been here 3.5 hours on an impromptu, maybe Monday. Steve Fisher, let's see. Yeah, so that whole thing is that we'll check that out. That was from 2 days ago. We'll do that next time. Yeah, man. Fuck David and Recipe Celeste. Hit that like button if you have yet to do so. Can I get to 40 before we get out of here? All right, salutes to y'all. I appreciate y'all for hanging out tonight. It was a good time. We got it all covered. All right, salutes to everybody that came through. Salutes to the donators. Salutes to the members. Salutes to the usual suspects, the wrenches. I'm going to be doing A members only because we got a bunch of new members. We had a bunch of people gift memberships the other day. It was great, so salutes to them. To everybody that donated memberships. And let me run through the top fans list. All right. Shout out Pete Never, our head of marketing. Salutes Ish, Zoraida, Shannon, Big June, Velez, Bebel, JP. Salutes to you, JP. Ed the Hip Hop Guru. Shout out 8up J. We'll have him on the show soon. Shout out 298. Salutes to you, sir. Salutes Primo, Daniel, Pickatrix. I'm going to holler at you in the Discord. Miguel Lopez, King Deuce, HG, EC12, John Jones, Al the Pal, Upper Echelon, Sam, Elushen, Yar, Kenny, Boss Lady, Judy, Karen, Mr. Joshua, Luis Herrera, my brother Oso, Juan Quintero, Regal, Al, and Danny Antonio. Salutes. Steve Fisher's the GOAT. Salutes. Yeah, we'll check him out next time. Hundreds up in the chat for y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for getting me to 40. Hit that like button if you have yet to do so. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you go check out our drop from today. The El Cartel news on El Guano. All right, go give that some love. I'm going to drop that in the chat right now. Wow. Good nachos. Hold on, what happened here? Paste that shit. Wow, make sure you check that video out. Leave a comment. Give it a like. Give it some love. Let's keep the momentum going. Buenos nachos. Salutes to you. It's just a good nachos, dude. Shout out to that great Monday live, Shy. Blessings to you. Get some dinner and a hood night rest. I'm in the hood, so I shall. I know you meant good night rest, but it worked. All right, I appreciate y'all. We had a good time. Mañana es otro día. All right. With that said, I will holla. Peace. Oh, by the way, it's looking like next week Friday. Put on your Put on your ball gowns and your tuxedos. We're gonna be celebrating our 13K. All right. Every victory is a victory around here. We're about to be teenagers. All right. Un sanguchito, papa. A little sanguchito. All right. Shout out King Deuce. Salutes. But yeah, so Friday, prepare to be celebrating our 13K party. All right. I will holla. Peace.